Yee yee ass haircut. Okay. All right. So, I think I am now ready. Very, very unfortunate situation I'm in. My downstairs just flooded a little bit. A pipe burst. So, like 10 minutes ago. So, and also no one is home right now, so no one's like watching the dog. So the dog is like sitting next to me, and he might be a disturbance. So we might get interrupted. My mom might call me, but she knows that I'm doing this, and she knows to like only interrupt me if like I need to be interrupted. So we should mostly be good, even if I do get even if someone does like call me in the middle of this or something. I told her everything that's going on. I told her that I was doing my call. So we should be good. And I watched everything. I watched Kaguya and Animatrix. Very last minute. I finished Kaguya like, an hour ago? 2 hours ago? Hell yeah. So good. Pretty worthy thing. We'll see how long that stays there. But let me turn the volume up. Yeah, hopefully my dog isn't that much of a disturbance. All right. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's really been a while this time. It's been fucking whatchamacallit? A month. It's been a month. I think the last one was December something. December 15th.
Yeah.
It's like January 15th now. A lot of movies, Manny. A lot of movies.
Shit ton, dude.
Yeah. I watched about like 20 movies, but I think I'm only going to talk about like 2 of them. But I know that you're probably going to want to talk about all your shit. So
No, I'll just briefly talk about the movies I saw.
okay.
Like very brief.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. Go ahead. Go off, King.
Okay. I watched Kaguya, all of John Wick,
Yes.
all of Tom Holland's Spider-Mans. I saw Inception.
Oh, you watched Inception. Okay.
I saw Project X, the party movie.
Yeah, the party movie.
I saw Two Distant Strangers, like the little short movie with one of my favorite rappers was the main actor.
Joey Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a movie called War from 2007 with Jason Statham as the main character and Jet Li as the bad guy.
Really? I've never heard about that one. War 2007. Interesting. Okay. Keep going.
I saw Shutter Island,
Okay.
The Departed, The Witcher season 2.
Yeah.
I saw Saving Private Ryan.
Wow. First time?
Yeah, first time.
Cool.
I saw all of Peaky Blinders.
What? That show's long. That's like a really long show.
It is long.
Isn't he just like an hour?
Yes, it was 30 hours.
Okay.
I saw a Korean dating show. Oh wait, a Korean like reality show, right?
Terrace House? That's my guess.
No, Singles Inferno.
You couldn't say the name without laughing. Okay, I'm excited.
And then the last one, I saw Memento.
Wow. Oh, dude. Oh, man. I know people talk highly of Memento, and I've never seen it, but
out of all those movies, Ali, man, there's a lot of good movies, but
yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, and I saw all 4 Matrix, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
When I tell you,
do you watch Animatrix?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. And Memento, man.
I know.
Like, wow.
I know. That's everyone's reaction. I kind of wish you waited for me. I would have loved to watch that one. I'll watch it I'll watch it maybe like next week or something.
We can talk about. I'll save everything for next week.
Okay, cool.
But I'll just quickly say, like, very quick, talk about each movie.
Yeah, please do.
Then I want you to tell me everything you watch.
Okay.
Then we get on.
Yeah, I'll just like mention my stuff. I don't know if my stuff is like really worth talking about, but there are some things that, out of the ones you mentioned, I want to hear about the Korean dating show. I want to hear about why you want.
I want to talk about that one.
Okay.
So, John Wick, the first John Wick movie is all right. 2 and 3 are really good.
Okay.
I like the 2 and 3.
Okay, interesting.
And I'm really excited for the fourth one. Keanu is amazing. The gunplay, everything is cool. I love the fights. The scenes are great.
Okay.
Right?
Dope.
And I'm gonna like, when we talk about Matrix, I'm gonna bring up John Wick again.
Yes,
but
please do.
Tom Holland. So it's weird. I saw No Way Home. Then I saw the trilogy backwards. I watched it backwards. So, because I really want to see what happened with Mysterio, because I knew nothing about the second movie.
Yeah, Mysterio was really cool.
I watched it, and then I was like, I might as well watch the first one too. So I watched that one. I think both of them. I think Mysterio is cool. I love his outfit.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love the second movie is really good. I don't really like the first one. The first one's kind of like
okay.
I like it is really nothing to me. But
I think Mysterio. I think Mysterio is like the best. I think Mysterio is the best Spider-Man bad guy out of all the Spider-Man movies. To me personally, he's my favorite.
Yeah, it's him and Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Then his outfit is like incredible.
I know, and the context of that movie when it came out is also very important because the marketing was lying to people like, yo, Mysterio is going to be a good guy and like this is the multiverse and stuff. So when you go see it and then you see that he's a bad guy, like my reaction, I was like, oh my fucking God, let's go. Because he's like iconic in like comic books and like video games. Like he's like the bad guy in like a lot of Spider-Man video games. So seeing him do this thing
confused.
I
was confused because like he's the good guy at the start. And I'm like, I know he snitches on Peter at the end. So I was like, listen, I want to see what happens.
Right. The twist.
Yo, Peter's so fucking retarded.
I love that sequence when Mysterio's like fucking with him in that like super CGI like he's using visual effects and he's like doing a bunch of illusion shit like to Peter. I don't know how to explain it, but that was like on par with the Doctor Strange bit in No Way Home. That whole segment. And then Peter gets hit by the train like at the end. I was like, oh fuck. I thought that was really cool. Even while rewatching it, that was dope. But yeah. Yeah,
Mysterio, he was cool. That was a cool movie. And I'm happy I watched it. Now I'm up to date with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Let's see. Project X, the party movie. It's fun. It's funny. A movie like that will probably never come out again.
Really? I don't think I've ever seen it from beginning to end. Like, talk about it. I know of it, though.
A movie is a short movie. Get straight to the point. Yo, I'm throwing the party. Let's just invite a few friends.
Yeah.
Million people come. And it's like, the movie is so, like, it's so bizarre. Like, it's like a JoJo episode. It's like, it just keeps getting bad to worse. Like, to worse. Right. And, like, the reason I say a movie won't come out like that again is because like the way they talk is like so like how people talk like how they talk about the girls, they talk like they say retarded like shit like that.
Yeah,
they say faggot and gay. Like
I miss those days.
It's like real like how these boys would actually talk. You know that would never happen again. So that was cool. The movie like is like such a crazy event, right? And then at the end it's just like, was it worth it? And it's like, I don't know.
So I don't even. That's the ending. It just shows like the street like all fucked up, and it's like, was it worth it?
Bro, his house burns down. Like, someone drives his dad's car into the pool, but like, and then he's like, everyone's like running for their life when the house is on fire because there's a dude with a flamethrower outside. The cops, there's like helicopters in the sky, dude, and then the next day like he goes to school and everyone's like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" Because he's like a nerd, and now he's like the cool kid. So I was like, "Yo, great party, bro, great party."
Fuck.
And then he's like in school, he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then he's talking to his dad at the end, like they're picking up his car from the pool, and they're just watching, talking. And he's like, his dad's like, "Bro, all your college money's gone. Like, I'm probably never gonna pay this off. The house is gone." And the main character is like, "Yeah, I know." And then he was like, I forgot what the dad said, but like he was like, "Was it fun?" He was like, "Yeah."
That is so funny. That's really
funny.
cool. That's cool. I might check it out because that movie's been like, I don't know. People like call that like one of the trashy movies of that era, but I don't know. You make it sound pretty fun.
It was funny. I thought it was funny. It was a fun ride, you know.
Yeah.
It was so like, it's so chaotic.
I remember when that movie came out. I remember like trailers for it, and I was like 13. I'm like, I want to see that movie, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. You just never saw it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I never saw it. It was my first time watching it.
Cool. I saw clips of it on YouTube, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But then I never saw it. All right, keep going.
All right. Inception.
Yeah, I'm surprised you watched it.
I saw a bunch of Leonardo DiCaprio movies.
Mm-hmm.
Inception was great.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I saw Inception, then I watched Peaky Blinders, and the dude, Cillian Murphy, the main character in Peaky Blinders, is in this Inception.
Oh, cool.
I love that guy.
Okay. I don't even know who you're talking about, but I'll watch Inception, and I'll look it up like when I watch it.
That dude, I love that guy, because he's the main character in Peaky Blinders. Mm-hmm. And if he's not in that show, I'm not watching. So it's kind of like a Henry Cavill thing, you know?
Yeah.
Inception was great. The dream sequence, dives in a dream, and they bounce out at the end. It's crazy. It was cool. It was a fun watch.
And are they still in a dream by the end? You don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The top's still spinning. Like,
it's still spinning. Yeah, I will watch it before the next. I'll watch it very soon. It's important that we watch it.
I'd like to go more in depth when you watch it. Then
we
do that in Memento.
We'll have a reason to talk about Inception. We'll probably talk about it next week or the week after. Yeah,
that's for me. Two Distant Strangers, Joy Badass. I only watched it because Joy Badass.
Yeah,
you know, it's only 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was average.
Yeah,
or like slightly below average, but
yeah.
Then I found out that like this idea was stolen from like a YouTuber, and it was like, oh. but Two Distant Strangers got like an Oscar for something.
Yeah, it got an Oscar for best live action short, and it got the Oscar because it's the one with the black guy and the white cop, and it's the one that was on Netflix. So like everyone watched it, and a lot of people didn't watch the other ones, and you know it kind of won because of a lot of outside factors, regardless of its quality. And when it won, people were like, "That one is so mid. Of course, that one wins." Like, yeah. So, but no one wants to say that because you don't want to look racist by like, "Oh, so the black one is mid," and it's like, no, that's not what I mean. So, yeah.
Well, I can say it.
I love being black. We can call black movies mid.
Because like it's just the circumstance. I know what they're trying to do. Like the school, but like just the circumstances is. There's so many ways to just get out that situation. It's like it's so frustrating watching it.
Well, I don't. It's about like a black guy and a white cop chasing a black guy, and it like loops, right? I've never seen it.
Yeah, like he like goes outside. He's like, I gotta get home to my dog.
Yeah.
Like he just fucked this bitch and he's like, I gotta go home and get to my dog.
Yeah.
Then he goes outside. The cop kills him. It's like he's like, let me try to find a way.
But does he know? Then, like, does he when it loops? He knows like it's looping. Does the cop know that it's looping?
No.
Okay. So it's like the end. It's like JoJo. It's like part 4. It's basically that. The little kid is smarter than this black guy.
Yeah, dude. Like he could have just done so many things, but
but it's about the message. You're supposed to see him die over and over again.
And then there's one point where like he gets shot, and then like the blood that he spills is like, it's like the blood looks like Africa, like the continent of Africa, and it's just like,
holy shit! That is really on the nose. That's really funny.
It's crazy that like what this movie is going for, like black people in America don't give a fuck about Africa. And I know, coming from experience as like my parents being from 2 African countries, I know like just going to school that black people don't care about. Black people are more racist to Africa than white people. White people like Africans. Black people do not like Africans, bro.
Yeah,
it's so bizarre. Like I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with this message?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god, it's just there. It's like, oh, Africa, like, Africa, bro, black people.
I know.
Like, no, that has absolutely nothing to do with anything going on. It was like a slap in the face, bro.
Yeah,
as an African, you know.
I know, and it's
it's one more thing is like Africans, like black people and Africans, they both get behind this idea, right? Like Africans are always going to support this idea because we are black, right? Mm-hmm. But anything that happens like in Africa or like dealing with actual African people, like black people, just like, you know, like, and like it's like, so I don't like when they put that there, I was like, bro, get that shit the fuck out of here, bro.
That's like you know? that's a Poppy Hill. That's what I would describe that as, at least to me, because it's like one of those things where it's like, I guess they executed it well, but the intent is like really probably like disingenuous, so it doesn't matter.
It's very disingenuous, bro.
Yeah.
Black people don't give a shit about fucking.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking ass.
What would you rate that?
A 4, 3.
Yeah.
That shit's so dumb. Anyway.
Give me a
War.
Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to I just wanted to check my like audio levels. I didn't know if I had the setting too high or not. But keep going.
Okay, War. I'm also bring up when we talk about Matrix. War is action, a little twist.
Yeah.
Movies up. All right.
Yeah.
I watched it because of Jet Li.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shutter Island.
Yeah. Martin Scorsese.
I watched it because of him. Mm-hmm. Shutter Island is cool. The twist is cool.
I don't actually.
Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it. But you can talk about it because it's okay. Like
it's like a Memento thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't fully know everything about Memento, so maybe because I don't want to get spoiled on Memento, maybe keep it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna write anything.
Okay.
But
I want to go ahead.
It's good, but Memento's better.
Okay. I wanted to say something about Shutter Island before we move on to the next one. That was filmed in Massachusetts at an abandoned insane asylum called Medfield State Hospital, and I went to Medfield State Hospital like recently, and I like walked around, and you can like walk around and like look at all the buildings, and it says like this building was for like the men's ward, and this one was for like the women who were like super insane, and it's really cool because like grass has like grown into like the buildings and like stuff. So I want to watch Shutter Island just so I can see Medfield State Hospital like in the movie. That would be cool. But yeah, just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good watch. Mm-hmm. I thought, yeah.
Martin Scorsese has a lot of like mid movies that are not like even trying to go for the level of movies that he usually makes. And I've heard a lot of people say that Shutter Island is like one of the mid like Martin Scorsese movies.
I'm gonna call it mid.
Okay.
Because this is the type of movie I like.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, it is mid to casuals. I don't think casuals are like this.
I think people just mean in comparison to like Irishman and Taxi Driver and.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't amount to Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Right.
greatest movie of all time. Okay, but I'll say that one. The Departed,
Right.
DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. People talk very highly of that one. I've never seen The Departed.
That shit was good. That shit, my emotions ran up so high at the
end. Yeah.
I was very angry, right? At the ending. But at the ending, I was really happy.
Okay.
But at the end, I was sad.
Okay, I'm very excited. I'll take everything you just said into account when I watch the movie.
Yeah, the Departed was nice. The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Witcher season 2. Not better season 1. Henry Cavill was great, of course. But I like watching the show took off from the books. That's great, right? That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as bad as like Promised Neverland 2 though.
Okay.
Right? Not that bad, but it did take off from the books a bit. And one of the beloved characters in the games and in the books was killed off for no reason. A character, he's a Witcher that's like not Geralt, but like it's Geralt,
right?
Vesemir, and it's this guy and all the other randoms, right? Okay. They killed off like a fan favorite character, like for nothing,
for no good reason.
No, it didn't amount to anything. And he was such like a staple character in the games, especially, right? And I knew him, but I didn't know him like that, right? And I saw this episode and the outrage on Twitter and Reddit, and on YouTube comments.
Right.
I feel for them, right? Because I didn't know. I'm like kind of a casual.
Yeah.
When it comes to Witcher, I don't play the games. But to the diehard fans, this is heartbreaking for them. Man. Yeah. I feel bad for those guys. It was so like bad.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of YouTubers that I watch. Like, there's one YouTuber that has done like really extensive video essays on the games, and he's like read all the books, and he's like a mega fan, and he speaks like Polish and stuff. He said that the show is bad, and I've seen like other people like Cosmonaut, who also reads the books, like say that the show, if you are a book fan, is not even good for book fans. So I feel like what you're saying is in line with what I've seen, but that's all I've seen, and I go, huh, okay. They were saying it's like for people who like the games, and I was like, interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting because like the stories, the first 2 seasons are before the first game, right? But like Esco, the character that died, is in the 3rd game.
Yeah.
So even the game fans got a huge smack in the face, you know.
Yeah.
But one thing, you know how The Witcher 3 is called The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt? At the end, you see the Wild Hunt, and that was cool as fuck.
At the end of season 2?
Yes.
Okay, so season 2. So season 2 bleeds into the 3rd game?
No.
Okay.
Because Wild Hunt is like the overarching villain.
Okay.
And the Wild Hunt's in 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But the 3 is when like you finally defeat them.
I see.
But like they just made the Wild Hunt made its appearance before like the first game, you know.
That's pretty cool.
So that's cool. That's cool. That's great. So
yeah,
on the Witcher, I'm gonna watch season 3. It's The Witcher. I like The Witcher. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, I like the song. The what do they call it? Toss a coin, and then there was the second one. I don't remember. I listened to the second one, and I was like, "Oh, this one's cool too." That's my relationship with The Witcher. But all right, keep going.
Okay, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that's the only one out of the movies that you're talking about, and John Wick and Spider-Man that I've seen.
Saving Private Ryan. I wish I knew. Like, that's like my first war movie I watched, so I really have nothing to compare it to. But I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's a very simple story, but it's
it's like so like United States. It's so American.
Yeah, it's
like,
so unapologetically.
Hey, bro, you can go home your brothers are dead. You can go home, bro. No, I'm gonna stay with my brothers and fight the enemy. And then like they're like, okay, I'm out of here. And then Tom Hanks is like, we have to fight. And then he fights too, and he dies. And he's like, you got to earn that freedom. That freedom, bro. Mm-hmm. I guess that's the theme of the movie.
Right.
And then he goes and sees him at the end. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
If I was that dude, I would have went home though.
Yeah, because wasn't the idea like 2 of the brothers died and they had to go save one of them, and it's like, you can go home though. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Was that the plot? At least from what I recall.
Yeah.
So there were like, I think there were like 3 brothers, and 2 of them died, and one of them survived, and he's the guy that like Tom Hanks is trying to save, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Tom Hanks is like, well, I gotta save him. That would be fucked up if I did it. And it's like, but you can go home. You might die. And he's like, no, I'm America. Isn't Vin Diesel in that movie?
Yeah.
Dude.
He gets fucking sniped.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember being like, no! Family!
And he doesn't work in this universe, bro.
I remember there was a scene where like some sniper was on top of like a thing and he was like quick scoping people, and I was like, oh my god, that's what I do in COD. I thought that was cool. Yeah, it's a super war-y movie.
Yeah, so super patriotic. A movie I want to watch
other
is
things like
Apocalypse Now.
Have you seen that? Yes, I have. It is.
That's what I want to watch. It's so long though.
There are multiple versions of it, and the director, he keeps like re-editing the movie and like releasing like new versions. The newer versions he released, every single time he releases a new one, it gets longer. And I saw the most recent one, and as someone who saw the most recent one, I thought like it was way too long, way too slow. But there are a lot of things that I did like about it, and I want, now that I've seen the long version, I want to see the short version and maybe experience that. It is a cool movie. I would recommend that. But watch the shortest one. Watch the shortest one.
Okay.
The one I watched was like 4 hours long. Like,
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. What's next? Almost done. Memento. We're gonna talk about that later.
Peaky Blinders.
But when I watched Memento, I was literally watching it in my living room, and I was watching it like this.
What motivated you to watch it? Just because you saw it was Nolan?
I saw it somewhere.
Okay.
I think I saw it on IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just came out on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
We had like crazy tattoos and shit.
Yeah. Did you watch it because isn't it directed by Christopher Nolan? The same. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, man. Like throughout the movie, I was like,
is it a 10 out of 10 for you?
Damn near. I loved it.
Yeah. Cool.
And like we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
Peaky Blinders. I watched all 5 seasons.
5. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You said it was 30 hours, but each episode's an hour long. How long is each season?
It's 6 episodes.
Oh,
5 seasons.
Okay.
Peaky Blinders, fucking. It's like right above mid.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched it all because the actor Cillian Murphy was cool. And like the characters don't make sense. It's such a frustrating show because like people do things that just make no sense. Like this dude's like a gang leader.
Yeah.
And instead of hiring like henchmen, bodyguards, someone protection, you like casually walk behind enemy lines and like just chat to people, like casually talk to his enemies and they'll like capture him. It's like,
yeah,
like bro, what did you expect, bro? Like he has his family, close family, and they're like every goddamn episode they're like tell us what you're doing, like what are your plans? And he doesn't tell them his plans, and then he just like at the end of the season like his plans gets revealed. His family's like, fuck you, bro, why didn't you tell us, bro, we're family. and Cillian Murphy's just like, and that happens every season. I'm like, bro, just tell your family. But at the same time, his family's full of retards.
Right.
So I get it at the end, but like, there's so much dumb shit going on. Like, bro, like, get other people to do your dirty work, right? And then by like season 3, he's like really like he's like a millionaire at that time in 1917, right?
Yeah.
So like millionaire at that time is like a billionaire, right? And this dude, while being a billionaire, is like running around with guns, like doing crazy, like, bro, hire people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, please hire people. And it's like, it's so frustrating. It's so fun to watch, but like realistically, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to say one more thing. Like, there was a scene where like this dude, the main character's brother, went up to his little brother. It's like, hey, don't tell your friends what family business is doing, because they're a gang.
Right.
They're doing like gang shit. He's like, don't tell your friends what the fuck we're doing, right? And then his friend, the next episode, is like, I gotta go, bro. His friend's like, where you going? We're about to go fucking assassinate this dude. And then his friend is like, his friend was like the rat, and his friend like picks up the phone, like, yo, like, bro, you're such a dumbass, bro. And also, like, one thing, the last thing, like, the show keeps upping its stakes, like, each season. Like, one season, like, he's fighting other gangs, next season, he's fighting, like, this politician. The next season, he's fighting the fucking Russians.
Yeah.
The next season, he's fighting the Italian mob, the mafia. And this season, he's, like, with Winston Churchill, like, assassinating, like, politicians and shit. It's like, bro, it's like
that's pretty. It sounds like fun, or funny at least.
It's a show I put on while I'm like on Twitter.
Yeah. It does.
When something goes on, I'm like, oh,
yeah, right. Exactly. It sounds like that kind of show. It's funny that you mentioned that. A friend of mine also watched Peaky Blinders, and they were like, "You should watch Peaky Blinders," and I was like, "Okay." I've heard a lot of people talk about it, so
yeah. A lot of people, IMDb give it an 8.8. I don't really trust with IMDb movies.
Right.
I look at their ratings for movies. I'm like, I think these are fair ratings. For most of the movies I see, I like the way their movies are rated, but their TV shows,
right?
The TV shows is different. I don't dare look at the TV shows because Peaky Blinders has an 8.8, and the show doesn't have enough substance or like anything really going on other than like every season's like someone's getting betrayed. There's a traitor. There's a rat. And the plane goes off, like, the plane doesn't go as planned. That's what the show is. That's all the show is. The plane doesn't go as fucking planned. That's all that happens.
Yeah.
So,
is it
I don't know why it works.
Like, is it building to an ending, or does it just go on for the sake of going on?
No, the show's not done yet. Fucking...
yeah.
He's like, the show's still going. I don't know.
See, that's one thing that really demotivates me to watch like any TV show if it's not like going to like a goal. You know, like Breaking Bad, it's like he has cancer and he's trying to like pay for his like family. So it's going somewhere. Like maybe he'll die, maybe like his family's going to get assassinated. Like you know that the ending's going to come soon. But with Peaky Blinders, there are some shows where it's just like, no, we're just having fun and like we're going to keep making seasons. Like,
I think that's what it is, because the main character, he fought in World War One, and he doesn't have any signs of PTSD. Whenever he's not working on the gang, like he's like freaking out, like he's he's literally like freaking out, right? And so he's like his motivation is like I can't stop working, even though like he's a billionaire. He can literally just leave anytime. So
you know how like The Walking Dead like just keeps going just because people watch it, and it's only just now ending, not because they have a cool ending, but because it's just like, well, you guys stopped watching, so I guess we'll wrap it up now. That's probably what's gonna happen to Peaky Blinders. Or they might Game of Thrones it, where like the actor's like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's like, all right, I guess we have to fucking end it now. So
yeah, well. Yeah. I put 30 hours into it, bro.
Yeah.
I like the first season, though. The first season is the strongest season.
Cool.
That's I feel like that's what tends to happen with TV shows.
Yeah.
The seasons always fall off.
I know.
Whereas Attack on Titan is still going up.
Right.
You know?
The reason with because Attack on Titan, it has like, it feels like when you want to have your show go up, especially a mystery show where like it's building to something, you gotta know what you're going to. You have to know where the finish line is, you know?
Before you even start writing.
Exactly. Right. And it felt like Attack on Titan knew that.
Yeah, for sure. Attack on Titan's amazing. But you know how like Dragon Ball Z, like Akira Toriyama, he wrote as like he just went on. Like he was
right.
He was going with the flow, writing like especially with the Boo saga, he was just like, going with it. Like he had no plan.
Yeah, and it's acceptable in that.
It was supposed to end as the Cell saga, but
right.
They're like, no. And he's like, okay. And kept going. And it's like the way Dragon Ball Z ended was like totally acceptable. And he was going on the fly, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone saw Dragon Ball Z was like, yo, fuck this ending. It was like
because you never really cared because it wasn't really building to an ending. It was just kind of like that's why Dragon Ball Super exists, because it's just like, that ending happened, but like who gives a fuck? Let's watch our favorite characters like fight aliens again.
Even though it still makes sense though.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It still makes sense, so.
So maybe Peaky Blinders will have like a you know, I'm gonna train Oob. I'm gonna train the next mafia boy. You know. Yeah. I feel that.
That's Peaky Blinders.
That's Peaky Blinders.
Last thing is the Korean dating show.
Oh yeah, tell me about this. I'm very excited.
I watched this. I seen it, right? And I was like, okay, I seen reality shows, American ones. Let's see how Koreans do it. Because Koreans been on the ball.
Yeah.
With what's that movie? Parasite. And did we ever talk about that?
Yeah, we had a whole episode on Parasite.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That movie's good. Parasite and, you know, Squid Game. They've been on the ball. So I was like, let's see what else Koreans are up to.
Right.
I was watching this show and I was like, not because I like reality, but I want to see how Koreans would act.
Right.
And I really want to compare this to Americans.
It is different.
And it's so different. It is very different. Koreans are, you know, I guess all Asians are so like reserved, quiet, shy, yeah. And like the Koreans are way more upfront with their feelings, you know. They'll be like, yeah, I'm very shy. Like I would never say
Yo, I have like super social anxiety. I can't talk to anybody at all.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, I saw you come down and like I got scared. I was like, damn. Like and the girl just like, and it's funny because the show has like commentators. It's like a sports game. Like people are commentators. So like the people be like, oh wow, he's really upset with his feelings. Like
yeah.
But yeah, so you know, with American shows, so usually like there's like they get straight into it, like kissing,
right?
Probably fucking and shit. This show's like they hold their hands. It's like, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I don't think American shit is just more entertaining because we're just more out there.
Juvenile, yeah.
Yeah, we're just more out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. It was interesting to see how they acted.
How was the presentation? Because American shows is like, JC slept with Kathy. Oh shit! Is how is Korean shows?
It is kind of like that. It's like
okay.
So like I'm gonna explain briefly. Like they like live on an island, right? But they at the end of the day they would all go up to this little mailbox and put who they want to go to the hotel with.
Oh, right? Boy. Yeah.
And then if they put each other, if a couple put each other, then they get to go. So some people get left on the island because they pick someone, no one picked them.
Right.
Some people pick them and some pick them. So they leave, right? So it's like, this guy went to the hotel. Then they come back and it's like, she went with this guy this time to the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, the dude was at the island like, fuck, bro. Like, he's mad because his girl just went to the hotel. The thing is, like, they go to the hotel, but nothing happens. It's like,
right.
They eat food. They sleep in separate beds, and it's like, Oh, I'm a tailor. Oh, I'm a YouTuber. And one of them's actually a YouTuber, like 600,000 subscribers.
That's really funny.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Korean. That would be the last Korean thing that I watched for a while.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. I watched a Korean thing as well. In my little binge. Is that everything that you said? Okay. Before I go on my little tangent, I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna get my phone charger. I'll be right back. We're back. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll have to check this on my computer because my cellular device is preoccupied. So honestly, I watched a lot of things since the last time we talked, and I don't think that all of them are going to be of interest, but I will mention some of them because I do think that you'll care about at least two. There are two that I know that you'll.
Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch PS3 anime this season. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and this one called Dress Up Doll.
Dress Up Doll.
Dress Up Doll, right? I think it's Dress Up Darling.
Yeah,
my
Dress Up Darling.
Yeah, I'm watching this. There's 2 episodes out. All right, bro. So, okay, Darling, right? This show, the dude is a tailor, and he like makes clothes, and he's a nerd. He's a loser, like all the romance shows, right?
Right.
But then the cute girl is she likes cosplay. So he first I was like, I'm alone, I have no friends, and she comes in and she's like, oh, you make clothes? Can you make some clothes for cosplay? And he's like, all right. And then yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, cool. Have you? I know you watched Kaguya-sama, and I know you talk highly of that. And from what I know, that's the only show that you've talked about that's like relationshipy that you like. Are there any ones? Horimiya. I think I know what you're talking about. That's the one with the girl with black hair.
No, she's a brunette.
Oh, I've never seen this one. Okay.
This one's like a noteworthy romance show.
Noteworthy?
There's actual romance going on.
Okay.
Have you seen Dorado?
No.
I guess that one's a little noteworthy.
It's very popular.
But Horimiya is like they become boyfriend girlfriend and like at like episode 6.
Oh, that's cool.
So like there's actual like romance going on, not just like
will they, won't they? Yeah.
And at episode 12 they hug, right? No, it's like they get the job done. They even fuck halfway through.
That's much more creative and unique for anime.
Yeah, but Dress Up Doll, the girl's hot.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out depending on how many episodes it has. So with Attack on Titan, I don't know when it's starting, but did it already start? Yeah, I saw that they uploaded the opening. I am going to watch the Blu-rays for Attack on Titan in my rewatch, and the season 4 like part 1 Blu-ray comes out at the end of February. So by the time I catch up with season 4 part 1, that'll be at the end, that like the beginning of March. So wherever Attack on Titan is, like at that point, I'll catch up like then. So it'll be a while before I'm like caught up weekly, but you know, I kind of like to binge it anyway. So
yeah. Like I'm gonna binge JoJo as well.
Yeah.
I've been seeing so much shit on JoJo, and it's like,
oh, you got spoiled? No.
Like, I just see Jolene, and I'm like, I want to watch, but I'm like,
yeah. And dude, they're probably gonna do another 12 episodes, and then they're gonna do another 12. They're probably gonna split it up into 3 like chunks, which is, so lame.
Yeah. Well. One more thing before you go on to your things you watched. Funimation. Funimation has gained my respect.
Oh, what? Oh my god.
The laptop version of Funimation is really good.
Really? Like,
For me,
they changed it?
I think I don't know. I don't remember how it was, but I remember when I was watching Dress Up Darling, I was like, "This is not that bad."
Okay, interesting.
And I was enjoying it.
Wow.
And that's not it. The phone version. Let me look at it. Make sure I'm not tripping.
Make sure it wasn't just a dream.
Yeah. Give me one more second.
I also have.
Okay. Yes. I'm gonna give respect where respect is due. The phone version of Funimation, the interface now is like made for iPhones.
Okay.
So like the cover art before the cover art used to be like pixelated.
Yeah.
You can barely tell what the fuck show you're gonna click on. But now it's actually like fucking 4K and it looks beautiful. So I like the interface. The shows are great. The covers are good.
Cool.
Good job on Funimation. No more Funimation slander.
Okay. Dope. That's cool. I guess I kind of have positive Funimation stuff too because I've been buying Blu-rays and they haven't been fucking them up. So yeah, Funimation's on a good streak right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No? Make up your mind, dog. All right. Okay. So ready for my little tangent?
Yep.
Okay. I will list off the ones. I'm just gonna list off like everything that I watched, and I'll go into it depending on like your interests. So there on Christmas, it was COVID season, and we couldn't meet up with our family, so I stayed inside and I watched a bunch of movies. There was a Christmas movie called Krampus, and it's like a horror movie, but it's like takes place during Christmas. Have you heard of it?
No, I learned who Krampus is off Modern Warfare. It was Vanguard. He was in the game, like he would like spawn in and just like kill you.
What? That's cool. That's like Black Ops, like George A. Romero. He would like spawn in. That's dope. Yeah. So I watched that. That was a little power movie thing. That was cute. Then I watched a movie called Black Christmas, which is a horror movie from like the 70s, where it's like a slasher movie. And the gimmick is that it takes place on Christmas, and there are no male characters. Like all of them are female, and you don't ever see the slasher. So that's kind of interesting. But I got 30 minutes in, and I got bored, and I turned it off. So I didn't think it was that good, but a lot of people like it. So that was that. And then there's this movie also on Christmas called Better Watch Out. Now, there's the art house theater that I like to go to, the Coolidge. And whenever they play a movie, I know that they're playing it for a reason because they think like the movie's good, or they think the movie's fun, or there's something to appreciate about it. This movie came out in 2016. And if you look at the poster and you just go on IMDb and look it up, it looks stupid as fuck. And I'm like, why was the Coolidge Corner playing this like fucking stupid ass movie? It's called Better Watch Out. And I clicked on it, and Manny, this is one of the most ironically funny movies I've ever seen. It is so insane. The acting is like so bad. The scenes are so goofy. Like the movie starts out, the plot is that this babysitter is like babysitting this kid, this like 13-year-old or something, like on Christmas Eve or something. And then, you know, the kid has a crush on the babysitter. So he's like sitting there talking to his friend who's like, dude, you gonna fuck the babysitter tonight? And he's like, dude, stop it, man. It's just like, it's so silly. It's so cheesy. And the little kid's being annoying the entire movie. It's like, bro, this kid's like fucking like triggering me, bro. Like, shut up. Where he's like trying to like get on the babysitter and stuff. And then the movie takes a turn where like the 13-year-old like was actually like insane the whole time. And they plan to like tie up the babysitter and like make her do their bidding. And the movie turns into just like this. It thinks that it's like so cool and edgy and like being like, oh yeah, we subverted your expectations, didn't we? And then the kid actor starts saying like I want to fuck, and just like silly stupid shit like that the whole movie. And I'm trying to compare it to something, but it basically becomes a horror movie where like the kid's a bad guy and the girl's trying to escape, but the kid is just being an insane. It's like Home Alone if it was crazy. And the lines are very silly. If you want to watch some stupid shit, watch this movie.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. Then I watched the new Disney joint with the little Mexican girl or whatever, the Latino, Encanto, because they uploaded it on Disney Plus like on Christmas, and I was like, oh, I have nothing better to do, so I'll watch this. Most Disney movies recently are bad. This one wasn't that bad. There's a cool song in the movie. We don't talk about Bruno. Then I watched the old Supergirl, like the original one, which is comically bad. When she flies, you can see the wires on her like superhero outfit. So that's another ironic one. Then I watched Succession. I watched the first 3 episodes of Succession. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I've seen it on HBO.
Yeah. So a lot of people have been talking very highly about that show. And it's interesting because it's about this dad who owns this like giant like company, and all his like family members, like his sons and his daughters, want like to take over the company like when he dies. And it's just the drama of like everybody kind of wanting the throne basically. And I thought it was going to be a lot more intricate and cooler, but it really wasn't. And the movie sometimes the show takes itself like really seriously, and it does this thing. You know how The Office has like where it's like a guy like holding a camera and they like zoom in and they zoom out. This show does that too, and it's like, oh, isn't this like super realistic? But they're doing the goofy Office thing during like scenes where it's supposed to be like super serious. So I'm like sitting here like laughing when the guy's like, what did you say? And they go, zzz, zzz, and it's like, dude, like chill. So I think it's kind of stupid, but I understand why people like it. And the acting is very, very good. Like, regardless of how dumb the dialogue might be, the actors do deliver it very well. So it was fun, but I'm not going to watch the rest of it. It's like a 6 out of 10 in my book. So if you want to watch it, you can give it a try. It was interesting. I know. Yeah. Then I watched the original X-Men, the very first X-Men movie. Have you seen any of the X-Men movies?
Nope.
No? Wow. None of them? Logan?
Nope. I know Logan's good though.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen the original X-Men, and it's bad. But it's like the first superhero movie. Like, it came out before Spider-Man, which is really interesting. And I think it's kind of cool now that we're in like a superhero craze right now. But it's dog shit, so it's whatever. Then there was a movie called Anomalisa. Have you ever heard of this one?
Say it again.
Anomalisa, like AnomA.
No.
Lisa. It's a weird ass movie, but it's really good, and I enjoyed it. I don't even really want to get into it, but that's just one that I recommend. It's probably one of the best movies I watched, like, in my little binge. Then I watched the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. Have you ever seen those movies?
I think I saw the first 2.
Okay. Yeah. The first one is
with the tiger and
the tiger, and he breaks out of the prison. It is surprisingly, like, the first one's like surprisingly decent. Like, it's actually like not that bad. They have like a heart to them.
I think I've seen that. I think I've seen it in theater.
Yeah, Because this was like when we were kids, dude. This was like our generation, you know? I have a lot of nostalgia for it. And I rewatched it because a podcast that I listened to was going to talk about all three of them. That's the only reason why I watched it. Then I watched a Disney movie called Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Have you ever heard of that? Okay. There are some Disney movies where they try to appeal to like young adults, like Treasure Planet and stuff. And this was one of those movies where it's not about a princess, it's about like a dude and they're going on like an adventure and they fight. And it was very mid. It wasn't very good. Let's see. I'm skipping some of them. Because I know that it's like not really worth mentioning. So one of the big movies that I wanted to mention that I thought was really good was a movie called The Road to El Dorado, which is another DreamWorks movie, like the guys who do Shrek and Kung Fu Panda and, you know, fucking Boss Baby. Before they started doing like 3D shit, they were doing like 2D movies, like when they first like started. And have you ever heard of The Prince of Egypt? Like the Christian movie that like has like Disney level animation. That's a DreamWorks movie, and this was like, I think this was right after that. This movie called The Road to El Dorado, and it's about these two guys. It takes place in like it takes place in really old times, like Aztecian, you know, before like America was even conceived. And these two dudes from Spain find themselves in like an Aztec civilization, and it's like two con artists, two dudes that are like Aladdin type characters where they just like are always trying to get bread, always trying to get money. And it's really interesting because it's like a Disney kind of movie, but instead of a princess, it's about two best bros. And the plot of the movie is that they see El Dorado, this giant like civilization, and they're like, damn, bro, like maybe we could finesse and maybe we could like take some of the gold from El Dorado. And they pull up and it's like these two white men in this civilization of black people. So that everyone's like, oh, the gods, they're here. And they're like, what, you talking about us? And they're like, yes, you're the gods. And the entire movie is basically just everybody thinks that they're gods when they're really not. And you'd think that the movie would be about like, oh, these characters are being bad and they're trying to take the gold from these people. But it's actually not. The movie is like a comedy about how these two fucking bros are trying to get some bread and finesse from this giant civilization. And I think it's something that you will like because it reminds me a lot of like Ogiyasu and like Josuke, where they were like trying to finesse from Shigechi and like trying to like just get money. They're doing like kind of a bad thing, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, they're just vibing. They're just like doing their thing because they're like kids or whatever. And these guys are adults, but it's fun. It's a fun ass movie, and I would recommend it. And it's very adult. It has a lot of adult humor. There's like a female character, and there's a lot of like sex jokes in this like fucking baby movie for kids. And I could go more into it, but it's really good. And it has the same music. It has like the music from Elton John, the guy who did the music for like Lion King. So it is kind of like a musical in that sense, and the music is very good. There's like a song where they get drunk, and it's just really cool. It's like an adult Disney movie. I feel like if this movie was on Adult Swim, it would be like right at home with like everything else. So that's my number one recommendation out of all the things I watched, honestly. Then I watched a movie called Dr. Strangelove, directed by Stanley Kubrick. You know who Stanley Kubrick is, right?
I've heard of his name.
He did The Shining. He did...
Okay.
Yeah, that's like probably his most popular movie. And Dr. Strangelove is another one of his like really critically acclaimed. It's on the IMDb top 250. This one is about... it's about like a nuclear war, and it's like showing you all sides of the conflict. The synopsis says, an insane American general orders a bombing attack on the Soviet Union, triggering a path of nuclear holocaust that a war room full of politicians and generals frantically tries to stop. So basically, like, they call this nuclear attack on, like, Russia, and the entire movie is, like, them trying to stop it, like, frantically attempting to stop it. And it's a comedy. It's a Stanley Kubrick movie, but it's a comedy. And it's very interesting and very smart. And I recommend that. I also watched another Kubrick movie called 2001: A Space Odyssey. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Manny, I am not going to get into this movie. This is probably... I don't even understand this movie, Manny. When I tell you I don't...
No one does. No one does. I used to watch fucking analysis videos, and I never seen the movie. And I was like...
Yeah. Dude, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I will say this, though. As a casual, like, going into this movie, not even understanding it, it does... I don't get Spirited Away vibes where I'm like, this movie's not even about anything. Like, I do feel like there is, like, an intention, and I do feel like when I left the theater, like, okay, like, I think I kind of get it, and I'm excited to watch it again to maybe understand it more, you know? But I will also say, Manny, this is probably the best looking movie ever made. I sincerely believe that this is the best looking movie of all time. Any shot...
No, this movie has, like, the best, like, cover arts.
What? 2001?
Bro, it's so, like, it's so beautiful. I have it. It's this one. Yeah. I like this one, and there's another one. There's another one with him. It's like this one, but there's another version of this one. This one, like, I seen this, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just a shot from the movie.
You watched it. I want to watch.
Yeah, that was probably another one of the number one things. This is easily one of the best movies ever made, and even though I don't get it, like, I understand why people like it. It came out in 1968, so, like, there are no visual effects in this movie, and, like, everything they do is through, like, miniatures and just, like, Manny, I don't know how they do the stuff, but it's all in space. Like, this entire movie is in space, and it's insane. It looks amazing. And I don't know if you know about, like, the iconic, like, scene at the end where I don't even really know what happens, but crazy space dimension shit happens, and it gets, like, really weird with the visuals, and it's the best looking movie ever made, and I sincerely mean that. It's like, it's better than any, like, animated movie I've, like, ever seen. It looks incredible. And then have you ever heard of the movie Life of Pi?
Yeah, with the dude on the boat.
Yeah. There's a documentary called Life After Pi. It's 30 minutes long, and it's about the people who did the visual effects for that movie and how they got laid off, like, right when the movie came out, after they busted their ass and, like, made the movie. And it talks about how the visual effects industry is, like, broken and, like, it's unsustainable for, like, the movie industry, and, like, visual effects artists don't get paid enough. And it was really educational and really informative and super fucking sad. And it's only 30 minutes, and it's free, and it's on YouTube. And I would highly recommend it. And it's very relevant today because, like, that's what happened to, like, the Sonic movie. Like, you know how they changed Sonic and stuff? Like, the studio that did that, like, lost their jobs, like, right before Christmas. Like, they all got laid off because they had to, like, you know, they went bankrupt after all the extra work that they had to do. So it's really sad, and it was a very good documentary. It was very well executed. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Then, last thing, The Cat Returns. I watched The Cat Returns, rewatched it, finally. Manny, they walk on two legs. They walk on two legs, dude. Oh man, The Cat Returns is basically Pom Poko, like, if it was good. That's, like, my opinion of this movie. It's like a good version of that, where it has animals doing shit that the animals do, but like, and it has like a message, and it's like saying it, and it's like funny. It's great. It's really good.
Bro, when the big cat was in the jar of jelly.
I was like, I forgot like whether he died or not. So I saw that. I was like, oh fuck, no. Bro,
oh my god,
the shot when like he's in the jar, like her reaction is like, no, but the shot is like,
I know. She's like, oh my god.
But it's they play like a silly like boing, and the camera does like a Dragon Ball like shake. It's really funny. But one thing I wanted to mention, Manny, in the movie, the Baron says like, I was made because like someone created me in the real world, and they created me with their heart and like passion that like I manifested in this world. So it connects to Whisper, and it's like, you know, canon, if you want to be like that. It's like the same universe.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I wanted to mention that because I thought that was interesting. And dude, Manny, this movie's so funny. This movie's really funny. When they were in the labyrinth and and like the cats are like using their walls to like bounce up. The girl looks at the wall. She's like, "Hey, that wasn't there before." Push. The cat goes, meow. It's another cat, and then the other cat goes, meow, 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 meow. It's very funny. Really, like, I was laughing the whole time. Really, really funny movie.
But dude, this movie's so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm happy you watched it.
Yeah, I'm happy I rewatched it too. I'm gonna rewatch Totoro before the next episode. I need to rate it. I need to like put it on the scale. Very interesting movie. And it looks different than any other Ghibli movie, you know? It has like a different like style of animation, which I really like. I like the security guard cats. Like they walk around. When they first pop up and you first see the cats, there are like normal cats like looking at like the human cats, and they start like looking, and the security guard cat like grabs it and like chucks it over the fence. It's so funny. It's so good. Yeah, I probably could say more, but it's cute. It's cute. I like it.
It is. It's super cute. And the scene where at the end where she's like, "I think I have a crush on you."
Baron's like, "I appreciate your honesty, but you know, if you ever need me again, I'll be here." He does like a fucking like spin. Yeah, so gangster. Baron's cool.
The Cat King was funny too.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I know.
This is so much. Oh man, I want to rewatch it because it's so short and sweet.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
oh my god, I want to rewatch it.
The scene where like they're in the dining hall and like there's like a bunch of jesters like coming up and they're like doing like funny things, and the cats like the girl isn't laughing at all, like the main girl, but the cats are like trying not to laugh, and one of them like bursts out laughing, and then the executioner cats come, grab him, and they throw him out the window. I'm like, they just killed the cat. They fucking killed him. Oh, that was very interesting. I thought that was cool.
I want to know I want to know
if there's
the
a
Japanese name.
Mm-hmm.
If the Japanese name is different. Wikipedia always has the answer.
Yeah.
Let's see. It doesn't have the answer. Cool. I was gonna say, I just looked it up. The Space Odyssey, the budget was 10 million, and it made 150 million.
Yeah. Wow. The story with that one was really interesting because like it wasn't doing very successful at first, but then it started to gain a reputation of like, yo, go see this movie high and you'll get it's a great experience. So that started to be like why the movie got successful, because people would smoke weed and then they would go see the movie, which is really funny and really cool. And after watching it, I want to watch. I want to smoke weed and then watch this movie just so I can have that experience.
Maybe you would understand it.
Honestly, Manny, like yes, like not even as a joke. That's possible. It's really good. Yeah. And I watched this in a theater too, which was really cool.
That is cool. It's on HBO Max, so
yeah,
I want to watch it. And The Guy Returns. The Japanese title is The Guy Returns.
Oh, okay.
What was I gonna do?
Yeah, that's really all I got to say about Cat Returns. Actually, I wanted to say, like, you know, one of the things that you don't like about Ghibli movies is how they will say what happens before it actually like happens. And I feel like in the beginning, The Cat Returns does like a little like monologue thingy where it kind of says it. And do you like it in Cat Returns, or do you even notice it? Like, do you even remember what I'm talking about?
One, I don't. Two, I don't feel like it's that type of story.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that type of movie where it like doesn't matter, you know?
Right.
It's not like the end or like the Cat Kingdom is like withholding any information that would be spoiled in the beginning. Right. You know what I mean? Whereas like it's way different from Marnie of My Memories, because you know that has like a lot of things going on, a lot of mysterious shit, where The Cat Returns isn't really mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really think, even if I didn't even notice it,
right?
I think even if I did, it wouldn't take away anything.
Yeah, it didn't take away with me either. So I just wanted to mention that. I would give it a 6, but I did enjoy it. So, all right, we can get into Matrixy. I wanted to ask you how Christmas and New Year's was.
Christmas I spent in this room on my PlayStation 5. New Year's, I was in a club.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
The day was mid, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for most people. I understand. Mine was also lame. What did I do on New Year's? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if my parents are home. No. I think it's my sister. Sorry. Yeah, depending on when my mom gets home, I might have to like get up for a second, but we can get into it, bro. We can get into the movie talks. Anything else you want to talk about? Any other?
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. I also watched the first episode of Euphoria. Do you know about that?
Bro,
Yeah.
Me too.
Really? What? That's crazy.
I saw the first 2 episodes.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yesterday.
You watched it yesterday? Damn. All right, cool. What did you think about it?
I don't know.
Well, I personally thought that it was very well made, very well executed, and I did enjoy what I saw, but I stopped watching because it kind of it struck a chord on like a personal level that I couldn't continue. It really like, not in like a Poppy Hill like fuck this show kind of way, but like it was, I don't know, it hit too close to home in the first episode.
Fuck this. Oh, sorry, that was funny.
I mean, you know when like a lot of movies or like TV shows where there's like a warning for like you ever see on Twitter where like someone's
like send a sensitive content thing? Yeah,
like it's like if you're too sensitive to this, or if like it triggers you, like, you know, walk away or something. I never really understood that, where it's like, you know, how could anything like really get under your skin that much? And this is a movie about people doing drugs and girls like getting raped and stuff. So I could kind of understand, but obviously never empathize with that. But this show, the first episode really kind of hit hard with the black guy and like the white girl. That whole scene where like he is like talking to her, and then like his friends are like showing him like videos and like nudes of her, and then that influences like how he acts when he has sex with her. That
was awful.
That was very awful, and that's something that is very real, and the way they executed it in the show was very genuine. And I've been in that, sadly, I've been in that situation before, and it really made me sad. Like, I've been like the black guy in that situation, where like you're doing stuff like in the bedroom, and then they're like, "Whoa, bro, like what are you doing?" And it's like, "What? I thought that, I didn't know. Like, I thought that was okay." And they were like, "No, why would that be okay?" And it's so embarrassing, and it's so upsetting. And what was even more upsetting was that the girl, like 2 seconds later, was like, "But I'll do it if you ask me." I'm like, "You fucking bitch. Like, don't make him feel bad about that." And then like 2 seconds later be like, "Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal." I don't know. Maybe the show, maybe I was being too sensitive to it or something, but I thought it was extremely well executed. I thought that the acting was amazing. Like, all those girls, those are all people, that's how they act, like in high school. Like, I know people like that. I didn't watch the second episode, but I did like the first one. And I like shows that talk about these topics, like people who are trans and like people who are going through drugs. I like this kind of topic. There's a lot of shows that do this, but do it a lot worse. But this show seems a lot more thoughtful and a lot better executed. So I want to watch it, but I don't know if it's gonna like trigger me in the same way. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You seem.
I think I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Is it just not one that like connects with you personally to where you're not like motivated to watch it?
It doesn't connect with me, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll watch it.
Yeah. It's kind of the talk of the town now.
I don't know. This is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. It's 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was 9 now, season 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Also that bit with the
I'm
fat
surprised
girl.
she because she's like famous, that actor.
Zendaya, yeah.
No, not Zendaya.
Who?
The white girl. The Cassie.
There's a lot of white girls.
The black guy and the white girl.
Oh, I've never seen her before. What's she in?
I don't know, but she's famous. She has a lot of followers on IG. And then like when she took off her shit, I was like, oh shit.
But she's an actor, right? Like, it's, par for the course.
Do you think Zendaya would do that?
No, Zendaya would never do that.
So we are watching the show to find out.
Right.
That was a joke.
I know.
I don't want to get canceled. I'm like,
don't worry, I'd say that joke, dude.
Imagine Zendaya sees this clip and just. Imagine I become famous and then she sees this clip of me saying this.
Yeah, I always worry about that. Because it's really, it's not. You're not a bad person for saying that. It's I guess, mildly immoral thing, but we're bros, bro. We're normal people. We say stupid shit sometimes, That's so gay.
That's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Of bro sayings.
Yeah. That's so gay.
Bro terminology.
Mm-hmm.
Gay.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first episode. I thought there was a lot of stuff that was very realistic, and the one with the fat girl really kind of made me sad. That was like a really sad like part where she like comes down and she's like, "Hey, I lost my virginity," and they're like, "Oh my god, was it good?" And she's like, "It was okay." It's like, oh dude, that bummed me out, bro, because that's so real. Like that's legit. Like that happens. But yeah, all right.
If you were an actor, would you just like whip out your dick in a scene like that?
If I say again,
if you were an actor,
so if I like not as part of the scene, like just on my own,
as part of the scene.
as part of the
Say
scene.
you're having a sex scene.
Oh, and they ask me to do it. I don't want people seeing my dick.
Yeah, I'm surprised she like. I don't know. I find that fascinating that she do that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of movies where people are like nude or they are having sex, and I think the way a lot of people rationalize doing something like that is like if they know the movie is fire and it's like doing this will make the movie like good and this is what the movie like needs, then I can rationalize someone doing that. But even if I were in those shoes, I still don't know if I'd have the confidence to do it because I don't really want that out there, you know?
Yeah, bro. Because like shit like that goes on like
Pornhub. Like people watch that. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So and that's like
it's almost like your personal like I don't know, like you keeping that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like when you hide that stuff and you keep that to yourself, like that's like your secret. So when you accept like, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, have sex with you kind of thing, it's supposed to be kind of like a moment where it's like, oh, like I'm looking at your boobs and you wouldn't show your boobs to anybody else, like except me in this moment. But you put your boobs on TV, so it's almost like not that special kind of thing, right? Like that's how I would feel if I did something like that. But at the same time, I have immense respect for someone who does that because I love like certain sex scenes in movies and I think like they make the movies better and I respect them for doing that. But you know, I could never do that. No disrespect. I just kind of, it's
no disrespect to her, but
if anything, it's like, respect.
She usually like in movies where like you see titties, or shows, like they usually have like small titties or no titties at all, you know?
Right.
But she had like
really like big areolas.
Yeah. Like she had like tits. They're like the biggest tits I've seen on TV.
Yeah, honestly.
There's a lot of tits in Peaky Blinders, but then they're like very small.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like the context of Euphoria is like even it's not for just like titulation, like it's the subject matter makes it even more like whoa, bro, like holy shit. Even though you just saw her nudes like a second ago, like in like a previous scene, it's not the same like when you see it like in real time. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
Hey, shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her. It made the episode cool. I loved all the drug stuff with Zendaya though. I thought that stuff was really cool. I've never done drugs and I can never really relate to that, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I know. None of that shit.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad.
That's like crazy shit, you know?
Yeah, I know.
That's just that you just like, you know.
Like, I don't know. I guess I feel like we're just part of like a different culture because there's some people, you know, from Brockton High that are like that and we just don't know about it.
Yeah, that shit's everywhere, but
yeah.
I honestly, I don't think I can associate with someone doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want them like around me.
Right.
Not that to say, like, imagine if you started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I would still be friends with you, but like, I wouldn't like go to a party, see someone do that, and like be friends with them after. You know?
Yeah. Right.
That's how I feel.
I feel that. Most people keep it a secret because they know that they will be judged amongst their friend groups and stuff.
Yeah.
Even the main character in the show kind of keeps it on the down low. Yeah, dude. All right, we can move on.
The second episode is crazy.
Second episode is crazy. You can tell me about it.
The dude, the big white guy.
Yeah.
This dude fucking turned into fucking
Joker.
The Punisher.
What did he do?
Dude went because Was it the first episode that his girl got fucked in the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude went to that dude's house, sat in his living room, waited for him to come home from work. It was sitting on the couch like Dio. I was like, what is going on?
Did you fuck my girl?
Like, because the girl was like, I was blacked out, right? She wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
Like, bro, you raped her, bro. You raped her. You raped her.
Oh my god.
And the dude's like, bro, I didn't rape her, bro. She was awake.
Oh.
And then he was like, do you know how old she was? I don't know, 18. She was 17. And then the dude's all like bloody, and he's like, if you can try to, you can call the cops, but you're gonna go to jail way longer than me.
Holy shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is this show about?
Yeah.
He's turned into the main character of the villain.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I really do like shows like this. Even though I don't empathize with it at all, I talk to a lot of people who go through stuff like this, and they're like the main people that I talk to kind of, because I don't know, I just don't really, that's just kind of like who I'm associating with at the time. And I think it's just cool because I can connect to it like in a very passive way, like through other people, and imagine like people that I know going through like these experiences. You know, so, and I think about it because like there were people in high school that were like being like trans like at the time, and I just kind of turned a blind eye to it. But you watch it in like this show, and it's like, huh, you know, like this is what they're going through and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. The part with the guys like really empathized with me. I was like, yep, that's exactly it. And I have guy friends that are like that. Like all my cousins are like that. So it's not even, I don't think it's inaccurate at all, but pretty interesting show. I'm going to try and keep watching it if I can, if I don't get too sad. Yeah. All right. Ready for The Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking we don't really have to talk about Reloaded and Revelations. It's been like a month, so we probably don't have all of that. We can cover that. Doesn't have to be a super big, extensive conversation on each one. So we can talk about that first if you want.
I actually, going into it, I know people don't like 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I like 2.
Mm-hmm.
3 is like a fever dream. Two, they have 2 has all the dialogue.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking.
Yeah.
But the architect.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The architect makes or breaks the movie because the casuals don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
The tryhards barely know what he's talking about.
Right.
And I thought he was interesting.
I love him.
He's gonna come in. I'm gonna mention him later when we talk about the 4th one.
Right.
But this guy, it's he talked about everything the Matrix is about: control, choice, free will, blah blah. Yeah. And he's like, we're gonna get into the first movie, but he's like, I already know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like you're the 6th one. We already did this before.
Dude, that entire, I just want to say the scene of him in the white room with like all the screens, it's the perfect blend of like, this is super cool, this is super serious, and it's very smart and well executed while also being silly as fuck. Whenever like the dude says some crazy shit like this is the 6th reality, and it's like, bullshit, man. Fuck you.
Yeah, bullshit. Everyone's like,
and I love that when he starts talking, they all immediately stop and their faces go like, it's really silly.
No, but the scene was really strong. He's like, with this 6th version, that the difference between the other Matrices is this one has the love factor.
Right.
And he loves Trinity.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Even in the 4th one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, it's like, well, this one you have love, but I forgot how. I wish it was super fresh, but he has love now. But in the other ones, he chose to let Zion be destroyed and let the few handpicked people recreate Zion, restarting the Matrix, right? Reloading the Matrix.
Right, yeah. Oh, shit! Dude, that's a crazy... That shit is like... Oh my god, I didn't even know that, Manny. I thought it was just called Reloaded just because they have guns. Thank you so much.
Yes, Ali, that's what it means. Yeah.
Thank you.
So all the 1 through 5 versions, Neo reloads it.
Yeah. Right.
Now he got love in the equation, and the dude is like, there's so much shit that goes into this shit. I was watching an analysis when I finished the movie. The dude was saying like, you don't really know what he's talking about, right? Because he's like, I already know what you're gonna do, but then Neo walks to this door. He's like, and I forgot what he says.
He says like, interesting. I don't remember what he says either. I think he says like humans are so predictable or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's like humans are so like. So did he think
he said something about love and like?
Yeah, then he said that predictable line, and he was like, "Well, did he know he was gonna choose that one because this one has love, or did he say that because he thought he was gonna go the other way because the other versions of the Matrix,
I think I don't want to act like I know what's going on. I think when he walked to that door, the architect didn't even like react that much because he knew that like Neo wasn't gonna like save the world or anything, and he knew that like ultimately Zion would fall and like it didn't really matter like whatever he did. That's why he's just like, all right, bro, go ahead. You're gonna fail. That was like his, and that's what makes the third movie, despite how kind of lame it is because they're in Zion the whole time. For me personally, the third movie, I'm engaged because the cliffhanger of the second one is Zion gonna fall or is it not gonna fall?
Yeah, is it gonna fall? Because at the end of the second one, he does the Matrix shit in the real world. So, and Agent Smith is now in the real world. The Bane guy. So
right. Yeah. The way
the architect. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like the way they explain it, where it's like, Trinity will die and Zion will fall. Like Trinity does die. Neo saves her, but she does flatline. So you don't know if that death counts and if all the stuff that's happening in the third movie where it's like the drill's going to destroy Zion and like everything's going to blow up, you don't know if that's really going to happen. So usually when you watch a movie, it's like, oh, obviously they're not going to die. But I'm really sitting there like, maybe they'll die. Like, why not? Like the architect like explained it very well in the last one. So that's my defense for the third movie. Like right now, like it is kind of silly because they're in Zion the whole time and you're watching characters you don't really like, but I think it's tense the entire time because I'm genuinely on the edge of my seat. Like, is Zion gonna fall? So I like the third one.
Yeah. The second one, and I like how in the second one they bring up the fact that the Oracle isn't human. She's like programmed.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like Neo's like, why should I trust you? She's like, I don't know.
Right.
So it's like they're controlling all these humans, and this ties in with Animatrix too, right?
Yeah.
They're controlling everyone. They control all these people, and they know that Neo is an anomaly in the Matrix. But why is it programmed that Oracle is helping Neo? I don't know, honestly.
Well, I think the way they explained it was like Oracle is programmed to understand the psychology of people in the Matrix, and her programming doesn't dictate like her will and like what she wants to do. So that's her skill. That's like what she can do. And then she uses that skill to choose like, all right, like I'm gonna guide Neo because I think Neo can like save the day or whatever. And ultimately, the reason why she's programmed to do that is because Neo is programmed to kind of be the one or whatever, right? So that the Matrix can reload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Oracle.
Very great writing. Every time she's on screen, it's like
Yeah, it's
my
like
my attention span like expands. Like I'm just
like
like,
you gotta focus. There's so much shit that goes on, especially even with the chat with the what's the dude's name? The French guy, Morvingian.
oh, I forgot his name, but
It's like Morvingian.
that scene was great. Once again, perfect amount of silliness and seriousness and like thoughtful commentary. Yeah, he explained it very well, like the love factor. Love was like the main theme of the movie. And you know, it's a really interesting thing that you can apply to real life. Like, do our choices matter? You know, is what we do important, or is everything, you know, a lot of people's default answer would be like, no, I have free will. If I want to drink this coffee, I can drink this right now. But, you know, there are some things, but like you need to drink eventually, right? You can't tell yourself like, bro, I'm never taking a shit again, bro. It's like, no, you are going to take a shit. You are, you know, you have like basic human needs that you have to follow. Like some things are predetermined, and that's one of those things, you know? And I like how they use the analogy of like, you know, being horny as one of that. And that's kind of what love is. Like love is genuine and it is predestined, but it's also like, you know, it is also your will, right? It's the answer to like free will or fate is kind of both. It's a little bit of both. Like your choices are not invalidated by your fate, but your fate does matter, you know?
Yeah.
I think he explained it very well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things happening in Reloaded.
I'm really happy that you enjoyed it.
Reloaded, and you know the fight. You know, Agent Smith, Hugo Weaving. That dude.
He's iconic. He's literally
so
like,
good. And
yeah. Some
honestly,
hilarious lines, bro. Some funny ass lines in the second one.
He's so good. I love how like, you know, Agent Smith is like such an anomaly himself. You know.
Yeah.
Like especially in the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
But in Reloaded, you know, they have that fight scene where like he kills him in the first one, but him killing Neo killing Agent Smith in the first one gives him that ability
right
to clone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, that first fight scene, he's like,
purpose.
And that's when he like kind of removes himself from the Matrix, right? Not from the Matrix. That's when he loses his yeah.
Allegiance.
Yeah, he loses their allegiance, and he's like the purpose thing, right? He's like, what do you say?
Purpose is what binds us, what connects us. It's so funny because the camera's going around, and with every new one that walks up, it's like, purpose is what binds us, what connects us, what forms us. It's very, very funny. I don't remember like specifically, but I just remember that part because I thought it was funny. But yeah.
But yeah, that fight scene was so fucking long.
Yeah. I fucking love that fight scene. I love all the fight scenes in the second one. You know, it has some dated effects, but the cinematography is so over the top and like it's moving so much that it honestly doesn't even matter. Like it's still really cool. I think it's dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you just look at that shit, and then you just look at like the fourth Matrix, and you're just like, you know.
Dude, it's really embarrassing, but we'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll get to yeah, Reloaded. I really like Reloaded. I kind of like Reloaded
more than the first one.
Almost, not more, but
okay,
probably like on the same level.
Me too. I'm very happy that you feel that way. I was wondering if I would have to defend this one to the same extent that I have done other things, but I'm glad that you liked it. I watched it and I finished it like, why don't people like this? Like that was my reaction. Like everything I value about The Matrix is the commentary, the action, and the characters. And The Matrix Reloaded takes all of that up to an extra level. And going into this movie, I thought it was going to be bad because people said it was bad, but also because, you know, this is the one where you're going to see Zion, right? And it's 2.5 hours long. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, maybe they're going to be in Zion the whole time and they're not going to be in the Matrix that much. And the first 20 minutes, they're in Zion. And I'm like, oh boy, Zion looks lame. And this is like really, This is not very fun. But then they go back to the Matrix, and they're in the Matrix for the rest of the movie, you know? And it's not that bad. And the new characters aren't that bad either. Like, I don't dislike Jada Pinkett Smith or like any of or like the Keymaker or the French guy. You know, like the characters and I love like Morpheus, Trinity, and Neo are like Team 7 kind of. Like they roll up like a squad wherever they go, and it's so heartwarming because honestly, Neo can like do all this shit by himself if he really wants to, but Morpheus and Trinity just tag along just cuz, like why not? It's so I love these characters. I love the action. I think the action's way better than the first one. It's so much bigger and so much like goofier and over the top. And I love the commentary. The commentary it challenges the first movie, you know?
Yeah.
And it's on the same level, like in terms of its writing.
Yeah, I feel like the first movie is just like people just really loved like the rise of Neo.
Yeah.
To like him being Goku.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what people like really took away from the movie, but like I think the second one does everything the first one does.
Me too. I feel the exact same way. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Reloaded.
I want to give people credit because like I don't know, like I feel like a lot of the appeal of the first movie is the commentary, and if like why wouldn't you like the second movie? I honestly don't really know. Maybe it is what you said. Maybe people just like the rise of Neo. I didn't even look it up because I didn't even really want to know. Like I don't even.
It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Why don't you like the second one?
I know. The act.
Like I want to ask you, try hard that question.
Me too.
I wonder what you said.
I also. Like I said, I thought the movie was just gonna like not have as much action. When I saw that the commentary was still there, I was like, all right, maybe the action's gonna suck. And then the fucking fight with Agent Smith happens, and I'm like, all right, people are bugging. Like, this movie's crazy. Like, this movie's dope. Yeah. I don't know. This movie's good. And did you, like, there was an after credit scene for Reloaded that showed, like, clips from Revelations. And it's interesting because they came out the same year. And it's like, acting as like a two-parter where it's like here's the second part to the Matrix Reloaded. Here's how the story continues. And I thought it was really cool. Like when I finished Reloaded, I was like, yay, let's go. It's like Avengers. It's like Avengers Endgame.
2003 was a crazy year.
Yeah.
For Matrix fans.
I know.
2 movies in the same year.
Yeah, dude. They were trying.
Imagine anime did that.
I know. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Man, I really like Reloaded. 3.
I wanted to say real quick. The Matrix Reloaded especially is hyper JoJo. Like everything about this is like JoJo. You have characters with very specific abilities that like no one else has, right? Like only they can do that like thing.
Yeah, like the twins.
Yeah, the twins, the Keymaker. You know, you have a narrative about like fate, which is one of the main themes of like all of JoJo. You have the bad guy having a little bit of the good guy injected in him, which gives him a power. Cough, cough, Dio, cough, cough. It's like the same thing. And I thought that was really cool. Like I was sitting here like Manny's got to love this. Like it's JoJo. It's the same thing. It's the exact same diff. Yeah.
Dude.
All right.
Matrix 5.
Yeah. I gave the first one a 9, and I'm gonna give this one a 9 as well. I think it's really good. Very good commentary and stuff.
3, the all-out war.
Right.
You know, it's cool that the Animatrix gives you some
context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was really cool. I think
we're gonna talk about the Animatrix after, but
right.
3.
So 3, they're in Zion mostly, and they're fighting the aliens.
You got the mech.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was so like it was a lot of Attack on Titan energy of just like they're getting through the wall, close it quick. I don't know. I kind of had fun because it just reminded me of Attack on Titan so much. I was like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. It didn't. It just felt so different, you know.
Yeah, I completely understand. The third movie, I can understand people not liking the third one. I can completely understand that. Yeah, that's very valid. The epic conclusion to the Matrix, where they aren't in the Matrix. I mean, I get it, like, but you know,
I don't even like. I'm trying to remember what happened.
Basically, the entire movie is the robots fighting the humans in Zion.
Right down, and then then I know Neo goes over there to the robots. Trinity dies.
Yeah.
Then Neo talks to the robot god.
Right. Yeah. And then he fights Agent Smith in the Matrix at the end, and then they both kind of die. Kinda. Yeah. That's basically what happens. Neo dies while also killing Agent Smith. And that's how the movie ends. And because of his sacrifice, the machines are like, damn, bro, you legit just saved us. Like, all right, well, you're a human and you just saved us. Like, we'll stop this war. And that's how the movie ends. And I really like the ending because of that one scene with the Oracle and the Architect afterwards, where the Architect's like, you know, my prediction's still right. You know that Zion will still fall. And Trinity did die. And she's like, yeah, but like, you know, we might as well enjoy it while it lasts. And I think that's like basically the answer to like the whole, like, you know, was the Architect right or wrong? He was right, but like Neo did save them, at least for now. You know what I mean? Because like the whole idea, the Architect was explaining like in his like speech how wars are never going to end, and there's always going to be conflict as long as like living things exist. And the Oracle's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to like have peace, right? That doesn't mean that we shouldn't attempt to serve like a better future, even if conflict like will come again. So yeah, Zion is going to survive, maybe for only a couple thousand years or 100 years, but it's alive for 100 years, and they can be happy for 100 years, and that's a good thing, right? And that's what matters. So this is like amazing because, you know, in a lesser story, it would be like, oh, Neo betrayed fate and like he saved the world and the Architect was wrong, but the Architect was still right. And I thought that was so smart. Like the movie, the ending was on par with like everything that built to it, you know? And I wasn't expecting that. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked the ending of The Matrix, like just all like the whole like trilogy, even if the third movie wasn't that great. I think that, you know, love being the theme really kind of carried it for me because I do love these characters. So seeing Neo and Trinity like and being on the edge of my seat, like, yo, is Trinity about to die? Because I didn't know if Trinity was gonna die.
Yeah, I love Trinity.
Yeah. And Neo
I think she looks so good, like so attractive. She's wearing the getup.
Yeah, dude, she's the perfect blend of like I'm a gangster and I'm badass while also being like sexy as fuck. Yeah.
She's in Memento as well.
Really? That's sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like she's not in any other movies. Like I don't know her like in anything else. But that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's in Memento. Yeah, I don't know how much I have to say. I will say, I liked how the girlfriend of the black guy was like the one that we were following for a little bit of that fight scene because the whole idea was like, yo, you don't have to fight, and she's like, yo, I'm gonna fight. Like this is the end, right? Like, and if this is the end, I'm not gonna do it like going out like a bitch and letting my husband like die. So in the same story that Neo and Trinity are having where they're like working for each other because they love each other and they like want to service each other like and their best interest, she is doing the same for her husband who's like out fighting, so she's going to fight. there too. And because of that like underlying theme, like while she's fighting, watching her fight was cool because she was kind of the only, like she was the reason why they like survived. Like she like stops the drill and she like shoots it. So watching her fight for me, because it tied into like the really strong themes of the Matrix, was fun. I wasn't really that invested in the little kid, like the fanboy Neo kid. That wasn't as interesting to me because that just felt like way more generic. It didn't, I mean, I guess technically it was from A Place of Love, but it wasn't like as defined as that other one, you know? So I thought that was kind of boring whenever he was fighting. And that was like a lot of the movie. But, yeah.
I love how he's in Animatrix though.
Yeah, dude. That was crazy. That was cool as fuck. It makes him cooler. He's annoying in like the movies, but it makes him cooler like watching that.
It makes him so cool because he's so different from everyone else.
Yeah.
He didn't need a red pill.
Mm-hmm. That's dope.
That's insane.
We'll get into Animatrix. But is there anything else to say? I feel like I said the main things that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Let's see. The fight with Agent Smith and Neo has some interesting visuals with the rain, but despite how kind of cool it is that they like run at each other and it's like, Mr. Anderson! Besides that and like the little punchies they exchange, it feels like they were going for like a Man of Steel level fight and they didn't achieve that. Maybe it's because it was 2003 and they couldn't, but I think that the final fight is pretty lame compared to every other fight, if I'm being critical. Yeah. I think narratively, it's really cool, like what happens, but I think in execution, it's just kind of, you'd expect Neo and Agent Smith, who have all these unique abilities to like be doing cooler stuff than just like flying around, but it's kind of all they did. But yeah, just wanted to mention that real quick. I think we can move on to Resurrections.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Wow. So what was your expectations going into this one? That's what I want to know.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I thought this was gonna be a sick movie.
Me too. I went into this like genuinely like, let's go. Like I was ready, you know? Cause the first three movies are so good. My expectations were subverted so hard. Like, yo, Matrix 2 and 3 were great, bro. The fourth one's gonna be great. Like, why wouldn't the fourth one be great? You know, that's my mentality. That was my mentality going in. Like, you know, there's no way that they would make a Matrix 4 and fuck it up because the first three Matrix movies, as boring as the third one is, it was very genuine. I felt like there was a lot of heart put into it, and it was very sincere and super thoughtful. And I don't know if I feel that way with the fourth one.
Bro,
it's a mixed bag.
All the characteristics that the Matrix is like
are neutered. Yeah, they're all like taken down a level.
And it's like, I'm gonna start with the cover art. Because you know me.
I know you. Right.
So this cover art,
right,
it's cool. It's a nice cover art. Yeah. I like it. And I like how he's like, I don't know, looks cool, right?
Right.
But I wish they just kept it like these, you know?
Well, you have to take into account that those are like redone ones for like the newer versions of the Matrix. Like those were not the original posters when they came out.
I know the original posters, but like they were very similar to this, where it was them three standing. Mm-hmm. He had the swords.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He had the guns up. Like I love this right here.
Right.
And even though this cover is sick, me personally, I wish, even with the new characters, I wish there was like order in this style.
Right. I completely understand. Right.
That's minor. That's me. That's because I'm a cover guy.
Yeah.
But
it's indicative of the rest of this movie not capturing the aesthetic of the previous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole green tint.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
And
the movie's not green.
Yeah, it's not green, bro. Also, you know, the actors, right? Like, you know, Lawrence Fishburne isn't here as playing Morpheus. That's tragic. The new guy, I thought he was fine.
Me too.
But he's not Fishborn, you know.
He's not. Yeah.
He can't do anything. But the biggest downfall is Agent Smith. Agent Smith is not here.
Dude.
That's not Agent Smith, bro.
Honestly, when I finished the third movie, it was only until I watched the fourth one that I realized how iconic that actor is as Agent Smith, and he can't be replaced. It's embarrassing. It really is.
Like, honestly, like,
it's insulting.
If you can't get Hugo Weaving, don't even make the movie.
And what makes it even worse is that Agent Smith really has no reason being there. If there's any plot holes in this movie, it might be because of Agent Smith. Like, why is he even alive? Like, how did he... What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. He fucking died. He, like, legit died in the last one. That was the whole point of Revelations. How did he come back?
Resurrection, bro.
No, that's bullshit. Because honestly, like, if you wanted to make up some bullshit like, oh, Neo is alive and Agent Smith is the opposite of Neo, so if Neo comes back, Agent Smith has to come back. You could make up some bullshit like that, but that doesn't make any sense, because if Agent Smith comes back, then the whole reason Peace was born was because Agent Smith was killed and the robots were like, good, he's dead now. So if bringing back Neo meant that Agent Smith would come back, then... like, that doesn't make any sense. The robots would not let Neil Patrick Harris do that. So in my opinion, there's no reason why Agent Smith is in this movie, and there's no, like, good justification for it.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Also, Neil Patrick Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I like Neil Patrick Harris because I watch How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. That's one of my favorite shows. Mm-hmm. I watched that show like 3 times.
I know. Yeah, you were talking about it last time.
I love that show, and I love him in that show.
Yeah.
But, you know, they should have got, like, a cold guy, like fucking the architect. Right. Like some cold, like...
I think they were going for the opposite. I think they were going for the opposite. They wanted... The whole idea was like, Neil Patrick Harris isn't like the other architect. He has a different perspective, so he's going to act differently, and he's going to be more eccentric. I do like the original architect more, but I'll give the movie a little bit of, like, slack, and, like, that's what they were going for. They were going for Neil Patrick Harris.
I don't know. I don't like him in the movie. I feel like...
That's fair.
He's just too like... You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, like, because they're programs, and like the architect is like what you think a program in a human body would like act, talk. Mm-hmm. Neo is like, he's just too like, I don't know. Yeah, he's too like quirky, right, to be like a program. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, you're a robot. Like, relax. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. I feel, and like, I feel like the architect is probably in Reloaded for like 8 minutes, and like I feel like he was such a threat.
He had such a incredible presence. That's a great villain. Yeah, you know?
Such a presence. Neil's, you know.
Yeah.
He wears blue glasses, blue pill.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at all.
Yeah, I understand. He was lamer, I will say. I didn't hate him, but I also agree that he didn't match the same level as the other guy.
Yeah. Another thing. Fucking so much shit.
Yeah, there's a lot.
One thing, you know, all the fight scenes in this movie suck, but dude. You know, Keanu's older. He can't do all the as fast, I guess, or as cool, as sharp as before when he's younger.
Right.
But it's like, you know, when he's fighting Morpheus, and it's like, he's just like,
it's very bad. It's very bad.
It's such a like far cry from like Reloaded, him fighting Agent Smith, when there's like 30 people come, he's like,
exactly. I know.
You know, such a far cry, and like he doesn't even shoot, like he doesn't even carry a gun.
I know.
In this movie, it's Keanu Reeves. Give him a gun.
Yeah. And he's
he's the gun actor. He's the gun guy. He's John Wick.
I know. It's interesting that John Wick, like, he's a 50-year-old man, and he's like, you know, his bones ache and he can't move that much. But why does he look cool in those movies and he doesn't look cool in this? You know,
I know, right? So lame.
right? And I understand. I will give credit that the Matrix, in my opinion, physically is a more demanding role than John Wick. Maybe you can make that argument, but if he can't do it, don't make the movie or make it like CGI or something. I don't know. Do something. You had like CGI like goofy gummy gun Keanu Reeves in the last one where it wasn't really him and it was like a 3D model. Just do that again. Like, who cares? I just want to see him move around like the way he'd used to.
Yeah, it's like he's so lame. Like,
and it wasn't even like the set pieces were good or like the other actors were doing a great job like in the fights. You can't even say like, oh, it's Keanu Reeves' fault for being old. Like, no, it's the movie's fault for being like, for not trying. The movie doesn't try to have good fights. There's one part where like, the iconic like effect where the agents are like dodging the bullets and you get like their after image. They try to do that in this one and it looks like shit. It looks awful. And it's at like a weird angle. Like the angle's like this and you're seeing it from like super close and like from like his side. It's like, why? Whenever they do it in the originals, it's like, yeah, but it's, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's, the worst thing is that because I just watched all three,
right? It's
back to back to back. It was so fresh in my mind. I was excited to watch this,
right?
And it was just like such a letdown. If Keanu can't fight, give him a fucking gun. He knows how to use guns.
Yeah, he knows how to use a gun.
Don't make him just stop bullets. Like, it's cool in the other ones because in the other ones he's like,
yeah, dude, it's so cool. Like, I know, it's yeah. I'm really glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about that. Like, his body language is like how he is in John Wick, where he's like brash and like he's not super refined, but the whole aesthetic of the Matrix is like he stands like really stiff.
Yeah, like upright, the glasses, right? And the trench coat,
exactly.
All that is so gone. Like,
yeah,
you see him with the glasses and trench coat at the last 2 seconds of the movie. Like,
I know. Yeah,
that's what the Matrix is. Like that getup.
Yeah, the aesthetic of the Matrix, the three things I value: characters, commentary, aesthetic. The aesthetic, completely gone. The outfits,
just wiped out.
Trash.
Wiped out. Like, why is Morpheus wearing a red suit? Like, give him the black suit.
Well, it's like the new Morpheus, so I can understand that they're trying to go for like a new thing with him.
It's not, because the thing is, it's not a new Morpheus. It's Morpheus.
No, it is a new Morpheus because he programs him in his computer, and it's like they explain it like, you're like Agent Smith and Morpheus, like my perception of both of them combined. So I will give him a little credit in that regard. And my opinion, okay.
But like, I'm looking at the cover, it's like they're wearing the getup, and then Morpheus is just not wearing the getup.
Right.
Bro, wear the getup, bro.
Right.
Bro.
Okay.
It's so like strange. I get, you can say like it's a new Morpheus.
Right.
Bro, give him the black suit, give him the black glasses, and give me the green tint, bro.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I need the green tint.
Like literally, the aesthetic is wiped out. I don't even know why they have these Keanu and Trinity wearing this fucking the getup in the cover. They don't wear that shit in the fucking movie.
They wear it at the end.
They wear it when they're flying away and shit. Right. And they talk to Neil like, bro, this is like clickbait.
It kind of is, yeah. It kind of is. It's pretty fucked up. And the costumes are bad. Like even the new characters, like what they're wearing is shit. It looks like, Manny, it looks like Saints Row. It looks like some like Xbox 360 game. Like that's what the new characters look like.
Yeah.
Even the new Morpheus. That's literally the aesthetic they're going for. Like Xbox 360, like shitty, like I got my blue hair, like, like I got my, the default costume.
Yeah, like we were saying, to summarize, give Keanu a gun if you can't fight.
Right.
Don't make him the bullet sponge. And the aesthetic got wiped out. Also, they did the scenes from the first movie, right?
Right.
and like the movie's like making fun of itself. Oh, it's a cash grab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like,
it's yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you think fans of the Matrix came to hear some jokes, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know.
we're not here to hear some
It
jokes.
is
This is
fucking
horrible.
cringe, dude. It's really cringe.
That was like, that is.
It was trying to be smart.
That's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful to like fans of this series. Like, you really came up with some jokes on this like super serious movie. Like movies like with like I'm at, oh my god, I can't fathom. Like now that I'm talking about it, it's like making me even like mad. Like, yeah, bro, like this movie it's not a funny movie. Like it's to hear some
it's fake, ironically pretty funny.
It's ironically funny, but like come on, like even if Warner Brothers told you to like cash grab, like okay, like try to live up to like the name, you know?
Yeah, it's real. There's a lot of hypocrisy in this movie where it's like, yeah, bitch, we're doing Matrix 4. What are you gonna do about it? And I'm just kind of sitting there like, all right, I'm waiting. Like I'm waiting for Matrix 4 to happen. You know, the movie's like sitting there like stroking its cock, like, yeah, bro, like we're doing it. Like, and it's like, all right, bro, but you need to deliver. Like you need to
deliver.
What even is the story? You know, the story is that, Manny. It is like, yo, Matrix 4, Trinity and Neo are back. Da-da-da-da-da. Like when the movie ended and the credits rolled, I'm like, oh my god, that's it? What the fuck? Like really? I was amazed when like the credits like started.
Bro, it's so disrespectful, dude.
It is pretty disrespectful.
And you know they did the little cutscenes to like the first movies. It's like
nostalgia.
Yeah, it's like, bro. It's like, bro, you're showing cutscenes of Hugo Weaving.
I know.
While you have this new guy, bro.
I know. It's so hypocritical.
You literally, it's like, bro, you have the iconic dude,
right?
And I have this new guy. And instead of like building up this new guy, he's just showing Hugo Weaving. Like, look, Hugo Weaving. Like,
it's upsetting that the goal of the movie, like literally the commentary of this one is nostalgia. That's like the main theme of Matrix 4, where it's like what nostalgia is and the value of memories. And, you know, Keanu has his memories of Trinity and Trinity has her memories of Keanu. What does that mean? What is the significance of that? Honestly, even though that's not really what I want out of a Matrix 4, I think that it was executed in a kind of cool way, kind of decent, but it is very hypocritical to like try and be like, aren't you nostalgic for the Matrix and Trinity and Neo, and then show Hugo Weaving and then show the new guy. It's like, dude, are we on the same page? Like, are you doing what you think you're doing? You know, it's very, it's insane how poorly thought out this movie is, and how just like, because the other movies felt so thoughtful, especially the second one. It's like, you know, those movies aren't easy to write. Like, not anybody can shit out the Matrix, you know? Like, how did you manage that?
Yeah, I wonder what the thought process was when they were like coming up with this shit, man.
And the idea with this one was like, there are so many scenes where the fucking nerds in the room are like, what do people value about the Matrix? Bullet time. The fights. No, they value fate versus thing. And it's so funny because none of that is in this movie. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like all the things that I value about the Matrix aren't in this movie. Even the characters. Morpheus is fucking dead. Agent Smith isn't even here. It's fucking bootleg Agent Smith. Fucking Euphoria Agent Smith. It's like he looks just like the guy in Euphoria. It's like, dude, what's happening? My architect isn't even here. It's some. I was gonna say gay, but let me not. I know. But he was super fruity.
Is he programmed to be gay?
He's programmed to be funny. I will say though, there were some nostalgia bait moments that really did work for me. Like when the new Morpheus gives Neo the red pill and blue pill again, and Neo goes, fuck. Like, he just says, fuck. I thought that was great. I thought that was really funny. I laughed out loud for that. But yeah, bro, the aesthetic is completely gone. Half the characters are gone. And I think the worst part about this movie, though, is that there is no commentary and there's no story. The story is Neo and Trinity are back. Here's why they're back. But who cares? Like, why should I care about that? You know? Like, why are Neo and Trinity back? Is there going to be a new conflict? Is there a new war? No. There literally isn't anything going on. The machines are at peace. They are at peace. The machines and the humans are good. Zion has flourished. The machines are minding their own business. And the new architect is doing this fuck shit with Trinity and Neo. But, like, at the end of the movie, like, Trinity and Neo just chill in the Matrix, and they're like, yeah, like, it's fucked up that you did this, but I think we're just gonna, like, take over the Matrix now, and we're gonna, like, do whatever we want in it, because we're, like, you know, they're like GTA 5 players that have, like, all the mods on, so they can just do whatever they want, and they're happy about that. But what does that mean? Like, why? What's the conflict? What's the point? You know? I don't know. There's no point to this movie. It's just
so disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, and it's very clearly disrespectful out of, like, ignorance. It's like they didn't know what they were doing. It's not even, like, intentionally like, haha, fuck you, like, you dummy. Right? Like, there are movies like that where it's like, yeah, we're going to make a fourth one. And, like, if you buy a ticket and you think this shit's going to be good, like, you're lost, bro. Like, but this movie is, like, actually trying to, like, be kind of good. And it's like, this is, like, a very clearly bad attempt. Like, do you understand what we value about the original ones? Like, I thought you valued it too, because you did it for 3 movies. How do you succeed for 3 movies? If this was, like, the second one, then maybe it's like, oh, maybe this girl was a fluke. Like, maybe she doesn't really know how to, like, make a movie, right? But they did it for 3 movies. They perfected it for 3 movies. And then they made the fucking Animatrix. Or they, like, got other people to do it. So other people clearly understand the aesthetic and the value of the Matrix, of its characters and, like, its themes. And you don't with your 4th movie. It's the same person, too. It's not like they got a new guy. It's the same person that did the other ones. It was made by the Wachowski sisters, but one of them wasn't on this movie. So, you know, you could argue, like, hey, maybe if they were both on it, it would be good. But besides The Matrix, they do have a pretty bad track record. So maybe this isn't that much of a surprise, because they have made some pretty shitty movies. They made the Speed Racer live action.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. And honestly, this is kind of on the same level as that. Jupiter Ascending. Do you remember that movie?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You know, I just saw the cover of that movie, like, 10 minutes ago.
Because you were looking up Matrix stuff? Oh.
I was looking at one of the things you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. This is one of
the most insulting movies you've ever seen.
It is the most
it's super corporate. It's very like, we're making Matrix 4 because we know your dumbass is gonna watch it. That's kind of what it feels like, while simultaneously trying to be thoughtful about that, but it's not, you know.
They got our dumbasses.
Yeah, they did. But honestly, I got a lot of ironic enjoyment out of it. I thought there was a lot of stupid shit in this movie that I thought was funny. Whenever the new Agent Smith was there, I was like, this guy is so lame. And this movie, this movie did scream like a lot of boomer energy. Like when the French guy came back and he was like an old man and like they're all fighting and the French guy's like, I don't remember what he said, but he was saying some like shit that like an old like white person would say. Like he was just saying like stupid shit. Like kids are on these. I don't know what he said. I don't want to be inaccurate, but he basically was like, social media, kids are on their phones nowadays. Films, no one cares anymore. What is the point of art? And it's like, dude, shut up. Like, be quiet. It's so, I don't think he said that verbatim, but he basically said that. It was very cringe. Like, my face was like, ugh. Like, I was like, God damn it. And the swarm, oh my god, we didn't even talk about that. the new replacement for the agents. We call it the swarm. It's actually pretty cool. No, it's not. It's really lame. It's like zombies. It's like a World War Z.
Yeah. This movie's. This is like so disrespectful. I can't put it into words. Yeah. How I feel and how I felt watching this movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know like what they expected. Like
people's
like
response.
When Neo and Trinity flew off at the end, were they like, people are gonna fucking go crazy?
Yeah, it was so anticlimactic. Were you surprised when the credits rolled? Were you like, oh my god, is that the ending? Like,
yeah.
I thought that there was like another 30 minutes left. I'm like, all right, maybe now the story's gonna start. Like, and honestly, I could excuse this movie if like a new war started and then this led into like a new war. I don't want to say you can fix this movie, but you can justify its existence by being like, yo, a new war is gonna start. And we're going to have to see Neo and Trinity go through these trials and tribulations again. Maybe it's a nostalgia bait. Maybe they're retreading the same ground. Kind of like Star Wars, like the new Star Wars movies do. They're basically the same as the original. But, you know, it's Star Wars. And, like, it's a new conflict, even if it's the same conflict, you know? So, but they didn't even do that. And what's crazy is in the flashback with Jada Pinkett Smith, she says that there were new enemies. She says the machines started fighting someone else. And you're like, okay, who are they? Like, can I see them? Can I see what's going on? Is that over? Is that war done? Is that happening right now? They don't even talk about it. She mentions it briefly, and then it's like, that's it. That's it, you know? And it's annoying. Yeah. And they don't even do much with the new characters either. Those new bugs, like bugs. Oh my god. Bugs. Dude. Like Bugs Bunny.
He throws a tattoo like okay. Like, okay.
You want to see how far your rabbit hole goes?
Yo, shut up, bro. Keanu, pick up an MP5, please.
I know.
It's like, God, this isn't like, like I don't get it. Like, this isn't like fucking like John Wick. Say John Wick came out in 2003, and they came out with John Wick 2020, like 2, right?
Right.
John Wick is like a movie that you can like. John Wick is like a cash grab type of movie,
right?
Where,
yeah.
like he's like senseless violence.
Yeah.
Keanu has a gun. He fucks people up.
Yeah.
People are gonna like it anyway, right?
Right.
But this is not one of those movies, you know?
Exactly.
Like we did not come to see this shit.
Right.
There's like.
And even if you did,
the action was.
Even if you are going to see like. Even if all you value from The Matrix is the action, you're not even getting that.
Yeah, you're not getting that either.
Yeah. Who was this movie for? No one. No, I mean, we shouldn't feel too bad because no one likes this movie. Well, actually, some people like it, but most people don't. A majority of people also think the way that we think. So that's a great comparison that you made with John Wick because, yeah, John Wick is a cash grab movie. It's like James Bond where it's like, yeah, We're making James Bond 22, but who gives a fuck? The story doesn't matter. It's James Bond.
Exactly.
But the story does matter in Matrix. The story is everything in Matrix, you know? And it's funny because this movie doesn't even try. I was going into this movie thinking like, all right, they're going to retcon some of the things and they're going to fuck up the original trilogy. But honestly, despite the Agent Smith thing, there aren't really that many inconsistencies with like what the ending of the first movie was. This movie was so delicate with like not breaking the third movie or like the original trilogy and like what happened in those movies that it ended up not doing anything itself. It felt like the movie was too scared to start a new story in an attempt to without invalidating the previous ones. Like, because the ending of the third one is so good. Like, it's a perfect ending where it's like, bro, wars are going to continue, but we're good for now, so it doesn't matter. And it's like, okay, like, that's good. Neo and Trinity are dead. The world is saved. We're good. Okay, Neo and Trinity are back. All right, so are they going to die again? And then are we just going to see Zion fall? I don't really want that. That's kind of sad. Like, I honestly don't really care about that. The message was over in the third movie. The point is like, you know, love saves the day. And it did save the day. Like, I don't want to see the war again. You know, I don't care. You know? That's like having a sequel to Princess Mononoke and being like, here's more blood and violence. It's like, bro, like, just let me have my happy ending, bro. Like, you know, like you can't do it again, right? You can't like have the happy ending twice. It's not going to have the same effect. Yeah.
Princess Mononoke, but there's like nothing to do with plants or.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, like those direct to DVD, like Disney sequels like Lion King 2 with Simba's son. That's Princess Mononoke. Fucking you get to see the dude and the wolf girl be together, and then there's like, I don't know, some stupid shit. That's honestly that's what Matrix Resurrections was like. It was like a direct to DVD sequel where it's just like, hey, you want to see the characters again? It doesn't make sense, but they're back, and it's like, okay. Direct to DVD sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good note to end on.
This movie. God.
Fucking lame.
I hate it.
Yeah. Me too. I honestly derive a lot of ironic enjoyment from it, so I like it a little bit in that sense, but
They made this movie for you, bro.
It wasn't intentional though. That's why I loved it. I love hearing the new Agent Smith go, Mr. Anderson, and his like geeky ass voice. So lame. They had a game award. Keanu Reeves was like, yes, I won the game award. So silly. So much cross promotion. Ugh. Whatever.
The Matrix 4.
Yeah. They're not making another one. What were they even setting up for a sequel? Like, were you trying to do another one? Like,
That's a good question.
I don't know. I have no fucking idea. But
I hope not.
I hope not either. But they definitely won't make another one because no one liked it. So it's whatever. 3 out of 10. It's bad.
All right. Animatrix.
Animatrix. Did you know that this was an anthology going into it? Like a no. Interesting. Okay. Was that off-putting to you, or was that like, okay, cool? How did you react to that?
Well, I feel like I was watching like Star Wars Vision.
Yeah, it's the exact same kind of like thing. Mm-hmm. Now, first question I want to ask: how do you feel like this catalog of short stories stacks up against Star Wars Visions? Which one do you like more?
It's a hard question. I think this one edges
A little bit.
because the running story.
Yeah.
like one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Dude.
Yeah, I knew that you were gonna love that because I know you love Redline and I know you love Takeshi Koike, and I've been itching to recommend this movie. So when you told me like, yeah, I think I'm gonna watch all the Matrixes, I'm like, yes, like we can finally talk about Animatrix. So I was really excited. You've never seen clips of that on YouTube or anything? You've never seen that before? Okay, no. I knew you were gonna like that too. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I really like. Now this was really good. You know, well, with stuff like this, some stories are gonna be better than other ones, but I like a lot of these.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't even have any connection with the movies, I still like them. Like the one where like the girl is like a samurai.
Yeah, that one was great. That was good.
Like this is just like this is like a practice thing.
Yeah, I said with Star Wars Visions like how some of them aren't even. It's just kind of like oh, this is Star Wars with like a Japanese flair, and there's kind of nothing. There's no clever twist. There's no interesting like things that we do that the movies don't do. It's just kind of here's Star Wars with a Japanese aesthetic, and that's what that one was. But I like that one more. Like, I don't know. That one was better than a lot of the Star Wars ones for me personally. And that was,
this one was better?
No, overall, I do like this catalog of shorts more than Star Wars, but I was specifically talking about Program, the one with the samurai one, where a lot of the things that I criticized about some of the ones in Star Wars is also a criticism that can land on that one. But despite me having that criticism, I don't dislike it. Like, I think it's still really good.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just go through these one by one.
The first one was we didn't really got to talk much about the history.
Yeah.
I kind of already knew that one. I saw that on YouTube.
Oh.
Actually, I saw that one on YouTube.
Interesting. Okay.
I didn't know that was in the Animatrix. You know, you get a little backstory. That's cool. The humans fucking take out this guy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have anything to say? I have nothing to say about those.
I thought the animation of that one was really nice, and I think there's we talked about this with like Vivi, where it's like I've seen other stories like Vivi that do like what Vivi's trying to do better, where it's like equality with machine and man. And I think that this one honestly does it like extremely well. I thought the imagery and the music really like resonated with me. And you'd think there's a part of our brains that no matter what the movie's trying to say, where it's like machines have the same value as humans, like, as a viewer, I'm watching this like, no, they don't. Like, that machine made my fucking coffee this morning. So, but honestly, watching like machines get discriminated in the same way that like we get discriminated nowadays, it kind of hurt. And it's weird because like there are other pieces of media that have already done that, but it works very well in this one. I just thought the dialogue and like the music just really fucking was awesome. I love when there's like I love when like they have the world class meeting because they're like trying to talk about like what they should do about the machines, and the machines come to the meeting and then they fucking like take them away, and there shows the apple fall, and the apple transitions into like the Da Vinci like blueprint of man or whatever that thing's called. Right. And the apple in the Bible represents sin, and like that transition is like sin embodies like man, which is one of the core themes of the Matrix, where it's like, yeah, people are always going to be bad. I thought there was just a lot of really thoughtful, like great shit in this one. I thought it had awesome animation, and yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about that. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me end the recording. All right. Yeah. So I really like that one. And I was not expecting any, because with Star Wars Visions, none of them add context to the movies. There's no like, oh my God, that's how that happened in the movie. Like none of the Star Wars ones do that, because the movies are so airtight and there's really nothing you can add to them. But the Matrix doesn't have a lot of like books or like video games or anything. So I feel like they had a lot more freedom with the Animatrix. And I really like that they did that. Like I was like, holy shit, this is explaining how it happened. So it honestly gets like an entire point just for that, like just off rip. And it did it in a very well executed way that ties into the themes of the movies. And it's essentially the movies, but with the sad ending. You know, it's the war having the bad outcome, not the war having the good outcome. And I love it. I think that one's really good. Probably like an 8 out of 10, like both of them combined. And I love how it's like through the lens of like a audio log or like a history log, and like it shows that like deity woman, whatever she is. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, that's all I got for that one. I like how they explain the sky. Like they explain the sky being black. That's so dope. That's so cool. I wasn't expecting that. I saw that. I was like, whoa, that's how it happened. What? It's really dope.
Instead of taking out the sky, they should just nuke their city.
Well, they were much larger than their city at that point, right?
That's true. Or, I don't know.
Maybe.
That sky shit did not fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. That's a possibility. I felt like what they were trying to say in the short was like that the robots are like at more advanced than them, that their technology like can't override and like can't stop the robots. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe they could have just nuked them. Yeah, maybe. I'll think about that one more. You might be correct about that. But for now, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with that one. And the one after that was Program, the Japanese one. Takeshi Koike.
I love the way she looked. I love that. That art style was so sick to me.
Yeah. It's the exact same Redline art style.
She like the way she looked, all the hair, like she should have got her own fucking
she really
24 episode anime, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit looks sick.
Yeah. The way her face was drawn reminded me a lot of the girl from Ghost in the Shell, but it wasn't the same guy as Ghost in the Shell. It was a Redline boy. And the shadows, the way they like do the shadows like on their outfits is so nice. It's really good. And you know, I love how that one ends, where it's like, haha, it was just a simulation, like we just wanted to test your faith. And then she punches the dude and she's like, yeah, bro, whatever. That one was really good. Very good. Yeah. That one for me.
That's like you know, it's like, cause did she knew she was in a simulation, but like by the end, like I guess she like was so into it, felt like real,
right?
You know, it's like that dude didn't even exist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's interesting because like the more they kept talking, like the more real it felt. That it was pretty much just like real life at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Interesting. Because I thought the dude, because at the start they make you think that black guy is real.
Yeah. That it's like her friend, but it's like a real person who's like programmed in the simulation to seem real, and it's like, dude, you know. Now I think about it, you never really see something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, that one's really good. That's like a 6 or a 7. I'm not really sure, but I do like the next one more. I do like World Record more than that one. Do you feel?
Oh, that's the best one.
That's the best one. Yeah.
He ran out the Matrix.
Dude, it was very similar to the Rohan Kashibe one, where like the dude ran and he like kind of has a stand, but like not really. It was almost the same thing, and it was really dope. Yeah.
He ran out the Matrix.
Yeah, he ran out the Matrix.
That is so like
goated.
And then like that shit was so insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the best short stories like
Ever.
Like,
Right. And with so
if
little
if you
dialogue.
understand the context
Right.
behind it, it's,
Mm-hmm.
like holy shit, dude.
I know. And it's honestly, I like these way more than the Star Wars ones because in the grand scheme of the Matrix, they do have a lot of importance. Like the idea that like there's someone that's like more goated than like Neo probably that like they just never found is crazy. Like he just did that shit on his own, like off rip, you know?
Yeah, it's like because running under 9 seconds is impossible.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
It's impossible.
Oh my god, that makes that one so much better. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's humanly impossible.
Wow.
And like it's like remember the dude, his coach was like, dude, don't fucking race, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm a race. And he's like, it's because he knew he was in the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, no, like I know there's something like limiting me from going my true, like how fast I can go, right?
Yeah.
So this time I'm gonna give it 100%, like 130%, right? And then like, oh shit, never mind. That's some more stuff. Okay. He's like, I know something is holding me back, and it's not me.
Right.
It's like I'm gonna prove it this time. Right. And he's going, and then like this dude like reached fucking terminal velocity.
Right.
And it was like, and you know what's funny? When he broke out, like it's like he knew because like he immediately took off the thing from the back.
Yeah.
He was like, nah.
Yeah.
But it's like. It's so cool. It's like he knew there was limits on him, so he like broke those limits. He like broke the game.
Yeah,
and ran. It was like he ran out the Call of Duty map. It's
right.
like insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so crazy.
You just made it better. I didn't really notice that because now with that context, I just kind of saw it as like, oh, he beat his record or whatever. But if running under 9 seconds is impossible, and at the end it's like 8.72. The whole point of like why Neo can like dodge bullets and like move like the agents move in the first movie is because, you know, he believes in himself and he like, you know, he knows that the Matrix is an illusion and like, dude, jump off the building. You're going to be fine. Like, you know, it's kind of, it's the same mentality that Neo has to have in the original movie. And the idea that this guy had it on his own and he broke the Matrix without taking a red pill, without like doing anything. And even in that small way, the way it's presented, it's like, and executed, it makes it almost cooler than when Neo is able to do cool shit.
It's definitely cooler, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I can't even like, this dude should have been the main character.
No bullshit, yeah.
Bro, he ran out the Matrix. Like, I just think about it in like a video game. Like,
right.
It's like, it's like Sonic running off the pages.
Yeah, basically.
Like Sonic ran off my screen.
Yeah, the numbers come up like boom, boom, boom.
It's literally what that is, bro. Right. Like the world was breaking. The world was like the numbers are like this shit makes no fucking sense. And then like the game broke and he woke up.
The scene of like when the agents like pop in and like time is frozen. It's so cool. It's so cool, man. They're all reaching for him.
Yeah, the agents are like, holy shit. Yeah. Like,
I know.
And then even at the end when like, you know, he gets tied back down and goes back to the Matrix. Mm-hmm. And he's in a wheelchair now and shit.
Yeah.
And like
he stands up.
And then he fucking stands up.
Yeah.
That's so sick, bro.
It is so sick. The dude like, don't stand. Don't stand.
And I just searched it up. It's Usain Bolt's record is 9:58.
Holy shit! Wow. Yeah. And this came out before that. You know, this came out before. It's weird how it's like a black guy, and it's cool. You'd think like now it would be inspired by that, but it's not.
Yeah.
It came out like way before that. That's really dope. And I love.
And that's got to show like. If you're in the Matrix and you can do something like to that ability, You break the game.
Yeah, I know. Very, very awesome. I really
That's
liked.
just like
Go
it's
ahead.
just like the JoJo shit, the JoJo episode. Like
Right.
dude, like made a stand.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
through
exactly.
like sheer willpower to beat Rohan, he
Yeah.
created a stand.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Um, I think this one's really good. With that context, it honestly makes it better for me. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I might even give it a 9 one day. But it's an 8 for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Then the next one after that was A Kid's Story, I think. The one with the kid. Yeah. That one
That one was sick too.
That one is really, really good. That's directed by Shinichiro Watanabe. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
that's crazy.
It is crazy. It was great. That one is kind of the same thing as A World's Record, just kind of in a different way, you know?
Yeah,
But despite how samey it is, you still like it. And the ending is different and still crazy. Like,
yeah,
I love the ending. I don't know. I understand what they're going for, where it's like he believed he could jump in the same way that Neo believed he could jump, and he did it, and you know, like he survived in the same way that Neo survived without having to take the red pill. But I don't know if it makes a lot of sense that he dies in the Matrix and he survives in the real world, because like I don't think it really works that way. But despite that logical inconsistency, it's a little bit of a ride your wave, but I'll accept it because it's still really fucking cool.
yeah, and I believe it's canon as well.
I know that all these are kind of canon, but do you think that like that doesn't make any sense? Like how he can die in the Matrix and survive in the real world? I think it's really cool, and I think the reveal of like oh, he's dead. Oh no, he didn't make it. And then you see him like wake up and Neo's like right there. I thought that was like really nice and really well executed, but I don't really know if it makes a lot of sense. But honestly, I don't really care. I still think it's great.
You know what I thought it was?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I thought it was? I thought it was like before he like hit the ground. Even though it still doesn't make sense, but like I thought like before he like hit the ground, like that's when he woke up.
Right. I was thinking
Like
something like that.
You know when they call and they jump in the phone,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I thought that was his kind of version of waking up.
I was thinking that too.
You know,
he has a grave and
you know,
everything.
because yeah, I know, but you know, he right before he hits the ground, he wakes up. I guess his body's still there. That's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the girl who called to warn Zion that the nigga coming, because her body was still left there. But I know she died in the real world too, but her body was left there as well. So maybe
Yeah. Right.
So maybe like just because he went over there, like his body's got left. It doesn't make sense to how the movie goes or how they talk in the movie, but
Right.
I let it slide.
I'll let it slide too. I think it's too cool to like, and I don't know, the rules of the Matrix don't mean that much to me, especially for a short story like this. It's so inconsequential in the grand scheme of it. It's like, it's the only time that it doesn't make sense. And it's like, who cares? It's so fucking cool. You might as well just accept it.
He can just be another glitch.
Yeah.
You can just chalk it up to him being a glitch.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. And in the same way, like, you know, with what you're saying, where like maybe he like fell and they unplugged him, or I don't know, maybe it has even more significance because maybe I think that you could make the argument that it does make sense, and just inherently by being able to have a conversation about it gives the movie value, you know? Like it's valuable in the sense that we're talking about whether it makes sense or not, and questioning like, hey, maybe it has like a super deep meaning and we just don't know, you know? So like, yeah, that one's really good too. I might give that one a 9, but I'll give it an 8 for now. I like that one a lot. Next one, Detective Story. right? Or
Yeah, I really like that one as well.
yeah, also directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, which makes sense because that's his thing. That's what he likes, noir and like jazz music.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool. Because that guy's just like Neo.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity went to get him,
Right.
and he actually like figured it out, found Trinity.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing Trinity, especially in this art style.
I know. Yeah, I really like that. And the way her reveal was really good too, where like he walks in the door, points his gun at her, she points his gun at him. You don't see her face, but it's like the bird's eye view camera. Very good.
Yeah, yeah. And I like how at the end she was like, "I think you would have accepted the truth."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like how, from the dude's perspective, you don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what did he think about that?
Right. Yeah.
Imagine dying with that information. What does that even fucking mean, bro?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that one.
Yeah, that one was kind of cool.
Because that just shows, like, when they go try to bring people over,
It doesn't always work.
It almost worked for that guy. But he wasn't the one.
I know. He wasn't the one. What did you think about an agent like teleporting into his body? Like when I saw that, I immediately was like, huh, can they just do that? I know that they can do that to anybody, but it really kind of fucked with me like that they're trying to escape and like the agents don't have to catch them. That like, oh no, we can just teleport into him like right now. It made me like question like, does that make sense? And if it does make sense, could they have done that before, like to Neo? When he was escaping. And you can make the argument that like Neo is the one, and they wouldn't want to break him because like but they don't really know that, like. So I don't know. Once again, this one might not make sense, but it's still kind of cool.
The agent's breaking into him.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. He's not the one.
Yeah, maybe. I was looking up things. Actually, there was.
I feel like
I looked up something and I screenshotted it because I felt like the answer made sense. So let me
say what I think.
Okay, go ahead.
Because when they try to get people and bring people over, I don't feel like agents are on their tail every time. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this time, this is kind of a rare occasion where the agents kind of had to jump on them and move.
Right, yeah.
So when he went to his body, it was like, I just had him to take my time. Give me a second. Give me 1 second.
Take your time. Take your time.
When he went to his body, I just had him do that. Okay, well, I guess when he went to his body, because he wasn't an anomaly like Neo, I just think that's why. Because I feel like, because you don't know how other people go to the other side, but I doubt it's like this every time where agents are like
chasing them and stuff.
Right behind them,
Right.
Sometimes it's a clean way to get over, but this time, this time they were just trying to get Trinity, and the dude was just right there,
Yeah, that's interesting. You're right.
And since he was an anomaly,
right? Yeah.
And also, like it's funny. It's cool how they didn't actually take his body over.
In the real world, or like you mean
because like he fought against it.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. I guess if you are trying to escape, maybe that happens to. Yeah, actually, that makes sense.
Because when they usually take people's body, it's like people don't know what the hell's going on.
Right. Yeah. Because so I wanted to read this explanation because they do explain it in the first Matrix when the scene with the red dress when Morpheus and Neo are walking in that simulation. Morpheus is explaining like, you know, everybody in the Matrix is an enemy. They are so succumbed to, like, you know, their comfort in the Matrix that, like, they are just as much an enemy as you. Agents can teleport into them whenever. And this guy, despite not taking the red pill because he didn't have the opportunity to have that test, this guy was kind of like a kid's story. He was red pilled, like, just off rip because he wanted to know the truth, even though he didn't really know the truth. And he was like fighting the current, like, norms regardless of the fact that he genuinely, like, didn't know about Zion and agents and stuff. So he's able to fight it back off rip because he was that guy just out the gate. I think you got it. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that ties into what they were saying in the first movie. Yeah, you're right. I think it does make sense. I think you got it. That makes that one cooler. What doesn't really make sense is the noir aesthetic. I think that it, like, regresses the time period a little bit so that it can have this aesthetic. But once again, I'll accept it. It's still really cool. Yeah. So that one might be an 8 out of 10. That one might be a 7. I don't know. I like that one a lot. I'll give I'll give that one a 7. And then there was Broken, I think it's what it's called, with the Beyond. Thank you. I think that's it. Yeah, with the little girl. I guess she's not a little girl, but the teenager that follows all the little kids to the abandoned house. That's like a glitch. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of watched it and I wrote in my notes, I don't get it, and I'll talk about it with Manny. So, like, was it as simple as just this house is glitched and, like, things don't work here and that's it?
Well, the way I see it is everyone in the Matrix is an enemy and they're so used to their comfy lifestyle, right? In the Matrix.
Right.
They experience something so extremely supernatural, but they're so comfy within the Matrix where it was like, oh, well.
Oh. That's pretty cool.
They're seeing all those glitches, right? And it's like,
right.
Oh, well, let's go play ball. Like,
wow. That's really cool.
Whereas if it was someone else, they would have been like, something's wrong here, you know?
Right.
And, like, honestly, if you really think about it, that girl, that was like her chance to break out the Matrix with no red pill.
Right, yeah.
So, she could have been a kid or the black guy.
Right. But she was just kind of a normal person. She was more, quote unquote, blue pilled than they were. So she didn't really do anything, and she just kind of, like, looked at it. And that makes the ending so much cooler, because then she cuts her finger, and it's kind of like this question of, like, is this real? Like, is this pain real? Like, does this mean it? Oh, Manny, you saved that one for me. Oh, that's so cool. I like that one. That one was cute. Fuck. That's dope.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Dope.
That's like, imagine playing GTA and that shit happens. When your character turns around and looks at you through the screen. That's how I think about it. Like, I think about all these things in, like, an actual game.
Right.
After watching the 4th movie, I think it was a video game.
Yeah. What if
that makes it easier for me to, like, understand
rationalize? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like the dude running out the game.
I'm just imagining a GTA mod where, like, you get to, like, the edge of the city with the water and you just keep going and going, and then, like, the screen goes black. I wanted to say, this is not in relation to Animatrix, but I really like the shot in Matrix Reloaded when he escapes, like, the white room and he's, like, flying, like, forward, like, towards Trinity, and it's like, it really does feel like a GTA mod where he's going so fast that, like, all the cars are, like, behind him and stuff. Like, I feel like that happens in GTA. Like, you can, like, run through a car and the car will, like, drag with you because the pixels, like, collide with your body and stuff. I don't know. I really connected with that, like, imagery. I was like, this is one of the best shots, and, like, this is one of the most iconic shots, like, of all time. Like, Neo, like, So cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So what was the
Yeah,
one after that?
I really like that short story.
Yeah, I did
It
too.
felt so like mysterious. You know?
It was. It was. You made it a lot better for me. I didn't even give it a rating. I put a question mark next to my notes. So thank you for that one. You added a lot of context. 8 out of 10. That one was really good. What next? I think there's only 2 more, right? Or is that?
There's the robot one.
Oh yeah. Matriculated. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. I forgot about that one. That one, I enjoyed that one a lot. I thought that one was really interesting and really cool. And I love the character design in that one. You know, the whatchamacallit, the robots. They were like new robots, you know? I thought those designs were like really cool. How they like had
different sentinels.
Yeah, they had legs and then they like recoiled into where their bottoms became their heads, and I don't know, really really cool design. You can tell that the person who made this one like has their own style and aesthetic that just so happens to mix with the Matrix universe like really well, and I really like that one. So they take a Sentinel, they put him into a Matrix simulation, and they try to like get him to understand the value of love and to like relinquish his machine ideology and be on their side. And I thought that was conceptually really interesting. I like this one a lot. What do you think?
That one was super interesting.
Yeah. The imagery, I think it's like the most visually compelling out of all of them. It has like some of the wackiest like psychedelic like colors and stuff, and it's one that I kind of don't fully understand. Like I understand the general concept, but like honestly, when they're inside of it, I don't fully like get everything that is happening inside of the simulation. I think the idea is like, you know, one of the main themes of the Matrix is like love, right? So they're trying to coerce this Sentinel sexually through the simulation, like in a form that he can't otherwise like experience. So you have this like naked girl like coercing him, and he like tries to like get with her, and then like when they get unplugged and the Sentinels attack them and he saves her because he recognizes her, he tries to go back and he tries to experience that again. But the girl in like the scene before, she like discriminated against him. She doesn't really like believe in this, and she, you know, they made it clear like she's not really like, she doesn't really believe in this. She's just kind of doing it because it's her job. So then when the robot plugs her in, she gets like mad scared and she like kind of backs out, like, and I thought that was really interesting. It shows how the humans like discriminate against the robots, even when the robots try to be friends with the human, despite the fact that the robots are kind of the bad guys. It made the human the bad guy, and I thought that was super thoughtful and super cool. And the robot is just like stuck there now, you know, like he can't unplug himself, which is so interesting. I thought that one was one of the best ones for me. I really like the animation too. I don't know how you feel about the character design, but I really like how skinny and like just bony. Yeah, I mean it's messier than Code Geass, I'd say.
Yeah, of course, but like the skinny part.
Right. Yeah. My favorite thing in character design are characters who are skinny as fuck. Like I love like the dude from Redline, Spike. You know, fucking these characters. There is the person who directed this one is Peter Chung, and he did an animated series called Aeon Flux that has this like same art style, and I really like that show. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, it's Peter! Like, yes, let's go. Yeah, pretty cool. Aeon Flux. If you're looking at it, yeah.
Yeah. She looks exactly like the girl.
Yeah, I know. It's like the same art style and everything. That is a show that I would love to recommend because I've never seen the full thing and it's got like kind of a cult following. I'd love to watch it one day. It's really cool. It's only 10 episodes, so it's super short. Yeah. But that one's really good. I think I'm going to give that one an 8 or a 9. All of these are kind of like 8 or 9s for me. I think they're all really good.
Mm.
And then the last one, Final Flight of the Osiris, right? That's the last one.
What is that one again?
That's the 3D one where yeah. That one's really interesting. So, for some context, have you ever heard of the movie Final Fantasy Spirits Within? Have you ever heard of that? Final Fantasy Spirits Within is a movie made by Square Enix's like film company where they were like, yo, we mastered 3D visuals. Like, you know, they make the cinematics for like the Final Fantasy games and like, dude, we did it. We did it. Like, we made realistic 3D like people. Now we're going to make a movie and we're going to show people how cool it looks. And it's infamously like one of like the most like shit on movies because they like were way too ambitious with like the 3D effects. So if you look up any clips, it looks really uncanny and it looks kind of weird and it looks like a PS2 game that's like trying extra hard to be a movie. But those same people very clearly did this short. But I honestly think that there is an inherent appeal to shitty 3D animation from like the early 2000s. So as kind of gummy and like plasticky as they look, I kind of like it. And unintentionally from the creator's side, like I don't think, you know, I think they wanted to look like hyper realistic and great. It looks like a Xbox 360 game, but I think there is an inherent appeal to Xbox 360 quality cutscenes, you know? So I really like this one. And I think the fight scene is like really, really cute where it's like they're stripping each other and they're like about to fuck. I thought it was charming. I thought it was cute. And I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was like these two people were going to fight. And I'm like, what's going on? This is very sensual. And this kind of acts as a prequel to Matrix Reloaded, apparently. Like these events tie into that movie somehow. I didn't really do a lot of research, but like apparently like Osiris is like talked about in Matrix Reloaded, and this short came out before Matrix Reloaded. So it's like part of the marketing was like, hey, watch this and then like go see Matrix Reloaded, like, you know, like next month or whatever. I thought that was cool. It's cute. This is probably the worst one, but I still don't hate it. Do you agree? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, it is probably the worst one.
Yeah. Do you
I like how it provides context though.
Yeah, me too. Once again, I give points off rip if like it adds context to the movies. Yeah. And when I say it's the worst one, that's not even like, I'm not even really shitting on it, like, because they're all good. Like, I think literally every other one is like an 8 out of 10, basically, you know? Like, even the ones that I think are not the good ones are like still really good. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I enjoyed all of these. I can confidently say, in regards to like the Star Wars Visions like question, I can confidently say that I like these more than the Star Wars Visions ones because the Star Wars ones, there's no implications on the movies and it's Star Wars, so they can't do as much because Star Wars has explored so much of its own canon and its own universe through its movies. But Matrix, there's so much to explore and there's so much to like do. And conceptually, all of these are so interesting. Like, you know, there's so many things that happen in these movies that I didn't even think about. Like in the Matriculated one, like an animal like goes into the Matrix. Like that's so cool. You know, that they have like this little pet that they can put into the Matrix too. And conceptually, these are just a lot more interesting. And I think thematically, they're a lot more interesting. So, Overall, I think I'd give the Animatrix 7 or an 8. I gave it a 7, but honestly, after talking about it, I think I'm going to give it an 8. It's really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
now we'll talk.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah, it was. I'm very happy you watched it. It's one of the many things. I don't know if you're open to more compilation anime movies, but there's a lot more out there that I'm excited for us to watch. If you want to watch them. I don't know if you ever heard of Robot Carnival, but that's like one of the iconic ones. Gotta watch that. All right. Now let's talk about the best movie of the night. Kaguya. The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
Is it the best movie?
It's up to you. What do you think? I think it is. I had a lot more fun with this movie than the first time I watched it. I enjoyed this one infinitely more than the first time, and I just liked it. What do you think? Talk to me.
I would like you to go first.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. What is there to say? One thing I wanted to say is that, this feels like it's based on like a folk tale, right? It feels like kind of in the same vein as like, well, not in the same vein as like Ponyo and stuff, but we talk about where it's like, tsunamis cause these things, like, right? Like they say it before. This one isn't trying to be like using the folk tale to propel the plot. Like the plot is the folk tale, and the movie doesn't tell you how it's gonna end, where it's like, I think you look like a moon spirit, don't you? Like, it happens at the end and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And I thought that was really cool. I honestly, I kind of want to hear what you have to say, because it's a pretty simple movie. It's just kind of a character who is growing up, and their parents are kind of controlling their life, telling them that they can't do the things that they want to do, and they're going through it. And then at the end of the movie, because she's like a supernatural girl, she's like, fuck, like, I don't want to live. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And because she feels that way for half a second, these supernatural like moon people are going to come take her. And then she's like, no, I do value life. I want to stay. And that's basically the movie. And that just really empathized with me. And I really connected with the entire story and entire plot. Honestly, for me, like, I resonated with it in the same vein as like Only Yesterday. Like Only Yesterday has a lot of like points about like parents like ruining your life, and that's kind of like this entire movie. And it's about like the value of life and what it means to be alive, and whether the bad things invalidate that or not. And this movie talks about that in a really interesting, cool way with this character and with this story. And it has an amazing art style along with that, and it's funny. There's some funny moments too. What did you think? I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
First, I'll say I like the cover art.
Mm-hmm. Really good cover art.
Okay, so
I'm interested because when I called you, when I called on New Year's, I kind of was the one that was like, I don't really want to watch like Kaguya right now. Like I honestly took a long break because I told myself like my first experience with the movie honestly wasn't good. Like I didn't have a lot of fun with it the first time I watched it, and I wasn't really enthusiastic to rewatch it because this is like the longest movie I think we've watched, like that is like a Ghibli movie, and I waited till today. It's 2 hours and like 15 minutes. I mean, are there any other ones that are longer than that? Well,
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty long, and I put it off for a really long time. But I don't know. It just kind of hit this time. I really understood it more. I didn't really understand the ending the first time, but I kind of get it now. And your reaction, like when I said I didn't want to watch that, you were like, because you told me that you watched it and you were like, what, Kaguya is not good enough for like being your first movie of the year. So I'm like, I kind of read that as like, oh, at least Manny liked it. So did you like it? Did you not like it? It's okay if you didn't.
Nah, I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, go off. Go.
I liked it, but I'm not as passionate about it as the other ones.
Right.
Clearly, you can tell. But this movie, it's in the top 15 for sure.
Yeah.
It's not for me. Yeah, let me get started. So, you know how I always try to predict how movies are gonna end.
Right.
So I really like Memento, but and Shutter Island. But you know, midway throughout this movie, I was wondering where's this movie gonna go, right? Because she's in the mansion. She's not loving her life.
Right. Yeah. And it's a crazy conflict. Like the stakes are pretty high because you care about the main character and her life is like at like the worst it can possibly be. And there's like no going back now, you know, because like all the years are going by and she's like missing like the boy that she likes, and she's not going to tell her dad how she feels. And even when it's clear that she's upset, like her dad still doesn't do anything because he's a dumbass. So it's a plot that you're engaged in, and the movie, you think it's going to have like a sad ending like the whole time because you're like, what the fuck? Like, how could this end happily, you know? Keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, I knew a sad ending was gonna come. But yeah, I was wondering like where's this movie going and what's going on right now, like in the midpoint of the movie, right?
Right.
I feel like this movie is kind of a little too long.
Okay, that's completely understandable. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the middle portion, I get they're trying to portray how she's feeling and how like her parents or her father really is like, he would like make her not happy. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of it's too long. Like the part where like those 5 people came to her house to go on their knees, like, what do you need me to do? And like she's like, oh, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there, you go. And then they go.
And they all come back one by one.
Yeah, I feel like especially like that part. I feel like that didn't. Maybe you can explain it, but I feel like that didn't serve anything.
Right. Give me 1 second. My mom came home, and I wanna ask her about the thing.
Okay.
Okay, my family's home, so if you hear them in the background, I apologize. But, yeah, you were talking about each character like individually rolling up like one after the other, and how that felt like inconsequential. I felt that way initially while I was watching it, but then when the third dude rolled up and he had a different perspective, and he was like, "Oh, I knew you didn't want me to find the thing, like." You know, and I found this flower instead. And I think that let me think about this one real quick before I say it, because I actually do have an opinion on it, and I just need to formulate my thoughts real quick. So the movie is about like Princess Kaguya trying to live her life to the best of her ability and live like genuinely. There are so many people in this movie that are living disingenuously. Her father is living disingenuously. You know, he's forcing his happiness onto her. He's living his life like vicariously through his daughter, and it's like, you're a princess. You're getting all this like success. You're getting all this like bread, and that makes me happy. And you know, Princess Kaguya, she wants to run around and have fun in the forest with her friends, but she has to stay in this house and be a princess and do all this stuff that she doesn't want to do. And she's like woke to the fact that like, yo, this sucks. Like, I don't want to be here. Her dad is not woke to the fact that like his life honestly has no value because he's not even really doing what he wants to do. He wants to make his daughter happy. He's not making his daughter happy because he's so up his own ass, right? And that's the same with the boyfriends, like the fuck boys. That's what I call them, the 5 fuck boys. Their whole thing, their story contrasts with Kaguya's story, where it's like Kaguya understands that her life is not genuine and like this isn't like really what I want and there's no value in this. And that's like a constant theme in the movie where like all these characters are like, yo, you need to live your life like this and this is how you be happy. You get a boyfriend, you act like a princess, and she's like, bro, this is not what I want to do. This isn't even being human, right? So she tells them, you know, these people are being like, yo, I love you as much as the branch on the fucking tree. I love you as much as like a dragon's like, you know, scale. And she's like, all right, bro, go get these things. You're being genuine, right? If you really love me that much, then you will gladly go out of your way to get these artifacts. And they're like, but they're not even real. And it's like, okay, but you want me that much, right? Go ahead and get them. So when they go and get them and they fabricate them, and it shows that they like really just that they don't really value her in the way that they said they valued her. It shows like their true intentions. And the reason why showing multiple of them honestly still has value is because you see different perspectives. You see the one where like he gave her a flower instead of giving her the like a fabricated present. And if we're going to argue about the first two, they are the same. But I do think that the second one was just kind of for extra comic relief. But I think the third one is really important to that, you know, because it's supposed to be, you're seeing like how this guy misunderstood what the princess was trying to say in just like a different way. And you as an audience member, you're supposed to be like, oh, this guy understands that he's being disingenuous. But then his wording when he gives her the flower, he's like, I want to devote myself to you. And she's like, devote? Like, the fuck you mean by that? Like, I don't care about that. You know, like that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not capable of explaining it like honestly fully, but I think I explained it as best as I possibly can right now. Like that's why they showed them. The first two, I think your argument's like good in the sense that like, yeah, those are the same and they are kind of repetitive. But the third one and I think the fourth one, like, I don't know, maybe there's some meaning to the dude like dying in the fucking thing, like as he gets it too. I think there's some meaning to that you can pull from. And I love the line that she says after the first two, where it's like, where the like fat like assistant girl is talking to her, and she's like, "Wow, those, you know, they really went out of their way to do that." And she's like, "I guess that's what they think about me." And she's like, "Huh? I guess all they think about me is like, you know, a fabricated like gift. They don't actually mean the thing that they were trying to get." And you know, the other girl's like, "Yeah, they were expensive though." So, you know, they're willing to spend like a lot of money, but a lot of money to them doesn't really mean that much. So I think there's, you know, that's my answer. Yeah. And I know that I'm not like saying that to try and change your mind, but like that's, you know, that's how I feel, and that's how I like justified it when I was watching it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like
it's still valid what you think.
I feel like I like the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me personally, when she got to the mansion, I feel like that's when the movie kind of got like boring to me.
Yeah.
You know, I was just asking like, okay, what is this leading up to? And then I think everything she experienced. I know what you mean by you say only yesterday, but I feel like everything she experienced was valid, right? And to her feeling that way when she felt when the guys came,
yeah,
like it was like showing how her emotions kept building up to the point where she didn't want to be there anymore, and then they came.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like she could have just told her dad, "Yo, can you stop?"
Right.
What is he gonna do? No. Like I genuinely like when she like that scene where like she ran out of there and the animation got crazy and she
right.
That was dope. I feel like she could have just did that. Like yo, dad, stop. That's what I was thinking the whole movie. Like, dad, can you please stop? You're making me very unhappy.
Yeah.
That's like I was like, you can tell him, talk to him.
Right.
You're just like building it inside yourself. Like express your feelings. They're all living for you. So if you tell them like, yo, this is how I feel, like maybe you find some happiness. That's how I felt. But it's a movie. These things need to happen, right? So I don't know. I kind of don't like the middle part.
That's completely understandable. I think that's very valid. I
feel like someone can say the same thing for like. I guess you can say the same thing for Only Yesterday. You can feel like those memories of her don't really like. I don't know, like shape her in the future, right? But I'm saying you can say that for Only Yesterday, but I feel like it's done better in Only Yesterday.
Yeah, I understand. I don't even know if the Only Yesterday thing is the same thing as this one, because this one is like a. Only Yesterday is like why does this scene need to be here, right? Like why does the puberty memory need to be there? Why does the boyfriend memory need to be there? Why does this memory need to be there? While Kaguya is more like, why does this story need to be here? Like why is the whole plot like just about this girl like being in here, and why does it have to end that way, She could have told her dad. That's completely understandable. The reason why I accept it is because that's kind of how my life went. And I just empathize with it on a personal level because honestly, a very good comparison for this conversation is Whisper. Whisper is a movie where the character's like, yo, mom, like, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to stop doing my homework for like 2 months. And they're like, all right, bro, you do your thing. And that's literally what happens in Whisper. And this movie is like the opposite of that, where she's like, fine, I guess I'll just do this because, and she like, it's not really made clear when she runs out if that's a dream sequence or not, because like, I think it is true that like winter is happening and they left and they're not going to come back for like 10 years. But she wakes up like afterwards, like in the house as if it never happened. So that was weird, but let's assume for the sake of conversation that it really did happen and winter was real, and like she knew that winter was real and she had to accept that she couldn't go see her boyfriend or whatever, right? I think a part of why she just stays is because like if she told her dad like, yo, I don't want to be here, what the fuck's she gonna do? Go back to the forest? Like that's what she wanted. She wanted to see her boyfriend and her friends, and they're gone now. So like she might as well just stay in the mansion, like.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense. When I watched it, I thought it was a dream sequence.
Yeah, I still think it might be a dream sequence.
This is the way she woke up and the way she stormed out of there.
Right. Yeah.
Someone would have noticed.
Yeah. I think it is a dream, but I think that it's
animated really well, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like one of the best animated sequences of all time. Like, honestly, I think that she garnered the information from that dream into her real life, even if it doesn't like make objective sense. Like she had the dream and she was like, all right, I guess I can't go back. That's at least how I interpreted it. And that's, I think, why. But mostly the reason why I accept it is because that's what I did in my life, because you can easily say that about like anybody in the real world. Like, oh, you don't want to go to school? Why don't you just tell your parents? Because they're not, like.
Okay, hold on. I think that's me, but like, I'm gonna backtrack a little. When you talking about she has nowhere to go but the mansion, that yeah, that's true. But she can still be like, yo, dad, stop putting me up with guys. I don't want to put this makeup on. I don't want my teeth to be black.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like I was talking about more like that, but like she can bring that up, right? But in real life, people do like not tell their parents how they feel, right? Yeah. So the school the school analogy is it's great.
Yeah.
But I think, like a better analogy for me is like there's sometimes when growing up where I didn't want to play soccer.
Right.
I didn't want to play anymore. I just wanted to play Black Ops 2. But there's sometimes I didn't want to play soccer anymore. I didn't want to go to practice anymore. I didn't want to go run around. I didn't want to go to travel mad far for games anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell my dad that because I didn't want to make him upset.
Right.
I know he wanted me to play soccer.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But I get it. It is like a realistic thing what she did in the movie.
And you also have to take into account, I think I basically just said this, but like literally in the movie, it says like she devoted herself to her studies. Like, and that happens right after she realizes that, what's his name? Tsukimoto or whatever, like dipped and like she can't even see him. So to her, it's like the life I want to live, I can't even live. So I might as well just submit. And, that's.
But did she commit? I mean, did she like commit like all the way though? Didn't she like backtrack a little?
When did she backtrack?
Because didn't she like get rid of the black teeth and all that stuff?
Right. Well, it was when spring came, and that's why because that's what she was waiting for. She was waiting for spring.
She was waiting for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she goes to the cherry.
What was the whole 10 years thing about?
Actually, she wasn't waiting for her friends to come back. She was just. It was I will justify that in the sense that like it was a moment of happiness because she gets to see the cherry blossoms that remind her of home. So like, she was committing to the princess thing. And when she went to go see the cherry blossoms, she wasn't like revoking her princess-ship and being like, all right, I'm done. Like, bye bitches. She's saying like, hey, can we go visit the cherry blossoms? Like, can I do this thing that I really like that, I can finally do because it's spring again? I think that was the idea, So, I think that she basically did submit. And then when she went back, that's what makes that scene even stronger because she goes there and she's like, oh my God, like it's spring blossoms. And then the baby like hits her and like people like bow to her. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm still a princess. And my life really is fucked. Cause like now I'm socially exiled and like no one's going to talk to me because no one sees me the same anymore. And I don't remember when the Tsukimoto scene happened, but like, that's what brings her even more down because she sees her boyfriend like when he's robbing shit and she doesn't want to have the same reaction that the other people have. She's scared that he's not going to like her anymore. So I think the whole idea is that she's constantly having this back and forth of like, fuck it, I'll keep being a princess, but let me do this thing. Fuck it, I can bear doing that thing. It doesn't even have the same effect that it had back then. I'll just commit to princess. Oh my God, my boyfriend. He's not gonna like me anymore. I'll just continue being a princess, and then it's that back and forth,
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. And no, you did explain things well.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's what you're saying.
I just didn't find that. I just didn't find that middle part
very interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. I understand it. I thought that it was something that I connected with a lot. I talk about Whisper and how she's doing shit that she doesn't want to do, and then she starts doing what she wants to do, and I see this movie as the polar opposite to that, and I really like that. I think I personally really connect to it in a way that I think the movie does very well. I think that if I had to say art style wise, I think that this is the best looking Ghibli movie so far. I think it is better than Ponyo, like aesthetically. It really captured that, like, when we watch Mononoke and it's like, whoa, bro, like this looks like it's just like an Edo painting, like from that era. It feels the exact same with this one, even more so. I think the animation was fantastic. Like, I can't imagine how long this movie took to make.
Yeah. You know what didn't do well?
What didn't do well?
It came out. This movie.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
like in Japan too?
I was talking about like just looking at the box office numbers.
Well, I imagine no American would go to the theater to see this shit.
The budget was 49 million. The box office was 25 million.
Oh man, worldwide?
I think that's Japan.
Okay. Damn, that's a shame. It's an amazing movie. It got nominated for an Oscar. It got nominated for an Oscar though. Like, can you check the Academy Awards, like what it lost to?
Hold
on. Take your time.
Hold on. It was the most expensive Japanese film to date.
Holy shit! What's the most expensive Japanese film now?
I don't know. I'm just looking at something.
Damn. Can you look up how long the movie took to make? Because I thought there were stories about like, yo, it took this one took mad long. Like this was really hard. I thought I heard stories about that, but I'm not entirely sure. But even after that, look up the Oscars thing, because this is one of the few Ghibli movies that did get nominated for an Oscar. And I thought that was really cool.
What the hell? Okay, hold on. Interstellar came out this year?
2013.
Interstellar lost in best original score. Yeah.
What one?
I love this. The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, that one is pretty fire. I haven't seen Interstellar though.
You haven't seen Interstellar?
No. I want to watch
it.
It
lost to Big Hero 6. Oh my god.
Oh, Manny. You're gonna make me cry. That's really sad.
Otter Singer Dragon 2, Song of the Sea, and The Box Trolls. And it lost to Big Hero 6.
Yeah. And you want to know why? Because no one watched it. No one watched Kaguya. That's the only reason why. But I mean, hey, maybe it's understandable. I can see someone enjoying Big Hero 6 more than Kaguya.
Yeah.
It's a Disney movie. But I enjoyed this one. What did you think about the ending? How did you feel about that one? Like,
I thought the ending was the best part.
It's like the only Ghibli movie with like a sad ending. Kinda.
Yeah. They came. I like how the people were like shooting arrows back at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like how it fully committed to its sad ending.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't double back.
Right. Yeah. I'm very happy about that. It could have, but they didn't, and I'm super proud of this movie for committing. And maybe it committed because that's what the original tale is, but
yeah,
under the context of like the fact that this is an original like story, like an original Japanese folktale, I think that it's super cool, like how, because if you make a folktale, right, if you make like one of those classic stories that like bleeds through like your entire culture, the message is probably super strong that everybody can relate to. And the message of this movie is like, live your life, bro. Like, don't do shit that you don't want to do. Like, don't let other people control your life. Don't let anything take away from what you value, And I like that this movie is basically, like, to be honest, I was like mad like the whole movie. Like, I was sad and I was upset watching it, and that feeling stays like at the end, because they commit. And it's a really sad tale. And I really like how they approach it, I also think that there is a really interesting analogy that I make with like people who commit suicide, because, you know, when she gets groped by the king or whatever, like in that moment, that's when she's like, I don't want to be alive right now. This fucking sucks. Like, I don't want to deal with this. And in the magical like rules of Kaguya, it's like, okay, because you felt that way, the moon people are going to come now and they're going to save you from this. And you could tie that in with religion, where it's like, I want to, like, you know, I would rather be in heaven than be on earth. Like, earth sucks. Heaven sounds so cool, where like, you know, you don't have to deal with the hardships of earth. That's literally how people promote heaven, where it's like, yeah, bro, all the stuff about earth that sucks, like, if you do good on earth, you can go up there. And the girl is basically saying, like, at the end of the movie, like, I don't want to go to heaven. And they're like, bro, what do you mean? Like, you're not going to be sad. Come on, let's go. And she's like, no, like, being sad is like a part of being alive, you know? And while I do regret not spending my time wisely, like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't want to die. You know, I really do want to stay. And despite how fucked up my dad is and how annoying he is, I still love him and I still love my mom and I don't want to leave, you know? And they commit. They fucking commit to it. It's so cool. So I drew a lot of parallels with like real life in that sense, religion, suicide, and it means a lot to me, you know, because, you know, I'll have those thoughts sometimes, but this movie's basically like, bro, don't do that, because you even if things sucked your entire life, you can make it be better now. You know, you can try and live your best life like today, even if everything prior was like ass. You know, and yeah.
I really liked the ending.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I like how when she flew away, she looked back one more time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it was like Tom Poker when they had the mass suicide thing.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I really liked it over there. You know,
right? Yeah,
I liked it here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ending was the best part, and the fact that they didn't double back,
mm-hmm.
get a stamp of approval from me.
Yeah.
If they did, she double back,
it would be
boring.
Yeah, it would be very annoying.
Yeah, it would be so disingenuous. You know, like what you're saying about suicide and stuff. I never like put that into perspective. Like,
mm-hmm.
you know, it's too late. You know.
Yeah.
The deed is done. You can't turn back now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really sad. I think the whole ending with like Tsukimoto or whatever her boyfriend, I think I keep getting his name wrong, but the boyfriend character, when she sees him like 10 years later, I think it's so cool that like that whole conversation she has where, you know, he is making the judgments about her that she was afraid that he would make. Like, you know, he's like, oh, do you even want to live with us? Do you want to be poor? And she's like, yes, bro. I like, look, see, I would love to like live with you guys. I would love to have that. And he's like, really? And she's like, bro, yes, I've always felt that way. Like, and the reason why she's so open about it now is because now she's like truly understanding the value of her life and not to waste it. She's like, she's realizing in that moment, like, you know, I wasted my time before, and I can't waste any more time. It's been 10 fucking years. I lost you 10 years ago. I'm not going to lose you again. I'm not going to be afraid of what you'll think of me and like run away again. Like, I'm going to seize this moment and be honest with you about like how much I loved you and how much I cared about you. And I really like that. And I love like, this is kind of like the oh shit, like, what the fuck, where he's like, bro, let's run away now, let's go, let's dip, and she's like, bro, it's too late, I'm sorry, like I couldn't hold out for like those 10 years, and that's really sad. But honestly, if we're talking about like the movie having a happy ending, that part where they're flying around didn't need to happen, and honestly you could argue like whether it even was real or not, but it was happy as fuck. You know, that was like, honestly, like a really, they didn't need to do that, but they did, because it was just like, yeah, she's going to die and she's going to go to Moonland, but at least she values her life, you know, at least she kind of learned her lesson. So I thought this movie was really cool. I thought it was super thoughtful and interesting. I honestly don't know if I have much else to say.
I don't.
Let me look at my notes really
Mhm.
quick. Do. Yeah. Yeah, Manny, I think that's all I got. I will say the movie was funny. I thought the movie was like genuinely hilarious.
Yeah, I thought the first part of the movie was funny.
Mm-hmm. I think there are a lot of good jokes. I love the girl who like the fat like assistant girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her, whenever I saw her face, I was like, this character makes me laugh. She's so chill. Yeah, what else? I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything. Yeah. Dude, this was good.
Yeah.
This is a great movie, in my opinion, for it to be like your last movie. Like, he didn't do anything after this. After this, he had 5 more years and then he passed away in 2018. And in my opinion, this is a perfect movie to like end on. Like, if you're gonna die, like this one goes harder than any of his other movies, at least in terms of like the effort put into it, like animation and stuff. Like, this is like his like big chungus, like, holy shit, like that must have taken a really long time. That must have had a lot of effort put into it. So I also kind of think about it in that sense where it's like, damn, bro, Takahata died and he like worked mad hard making this movie. Did he value his time that he spent? Like, did he enjoy the time that he had on this earth? I hope he did, you know? He probably did if he made this movie. Yeah, I think this movie's great. It's one of the best animated movies I've ever seen. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It's really good. Do you have a rating?
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Nice. All right. That's it. Okay.
That's it.
So, next episode, Manny, it's Castle, Wind Rises, and Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah. And we don't have to do this, but I think it would make the final Ghibli episode a lot more interesting if we guessed each other's ranking. I think that would be kind of fun. It's up to you. We don't have to do that, but I just can't do that. Yeah. I think that'll be dope. Yeah. So for the next episode, watch those 3 movies and then whatchamacallit? Guess my rankings based on everything that I've said. And we'll see how close we get. But
interesting.
Yeah. We're almost done, bro.
I already know like your top 3.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about them like so much. You should be able to guess them if you remember. You can also go back and like look at all the episodes and stuff. So
That's cheating.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know your top 3.
Yeah. Guess all of them though. Guess the entire list. I honestly don't. Yeah, we'll talk about it the next time. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Have you started reading that book?
No, I was saving it for reading it at work.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to read it on vacation.
Yeah. How was the vacation? Did you do anything else worthy of note?
I saw my friend lose $1,000.
Huh?
I saw my friend lose $1,000 in a casino.
Oh.
But he lost it within like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That just broke a part of my chair.
Oh no.
I don't know what this part means.
I want you to lean back in your chair and then like collapse. Be like, oh.
I forgot I was gonna tell you. I was gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm probably not gonna finish it. So, all right. So we're gonna watch these three movies. Finish the Ghibli.
Yeah.
Um,
And then what after that? Do you want to think about it right now? Is that what you're about to say?
I'm gonna watch Jobless Reincarnation. That's gonna be the first thing I watch.
Mm-hmm.
Next season.
Yeah. I'll watch that for the next episode. It's over, right? Season 2? Yeah.
Yeah. It's over. There's some other show I was gonna watch, but I forgot. So
You said Attack on Titan,
Demon Slayer,
relationship.
Dress Up Dark.
Yeah, and then there was another one on top of that.
I was looking for shows because I kind of want to go back to watching seasons.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't think there's anything noteworthy.
I mean,
other than Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer.
Yeah, nothing new.
Mitchie Winter, Tony.
Did you ever watch Comey Can't Communicate?
Not the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad. I don't know. I wasn't last season. I didn't watch anything.
Right.
Like I didn't even watch Jobless, and I love Jobless. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
Because I was just focused on watching the movies instead.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
Dress Up Doll has an 8.3
on my anime list.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something special about it. Maybe we'll see.
Hopefully. I had fun watching it.
Okay. Oh, so you've already watched like 2 episodes?
Yeah, I saw the first 2.
Okay.
That's all I saw. Second episode, the dude fucking. So like he's getting her measurements. You already know where this is going. She's getting her measurements for the cosplay, and then she's like, she goes to his house. They did all the shit on the school thing, like, I'm gonna make you a dress. And then she went to his house, and he's like, what are you doing? And she's walked in,
right.
Went to his room, and she was like, let's get my measurements. And she was like, okay. He was like, can you get someone else to do it? And she was like, no. And then she like took off her clothes, and she had like a bathing suit.
Right.
He was like, she was like, measure me. And he was like, typical anime loser type. He's like, like did her arms, did her like her tits,
yeah,
did her like her vagina to her leg and shit like that. He was just like tripping out the whole time.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's kind of funny.
All right,
I'm gonna watch it because I want to get back into seasonal.
Gotcha. I actually started a new little thing. I don't know how much I'm gonna keep up with it, but I never have. I don't want to say I don't have time for anime because I have all the time in the world, but I never sit down and like watch anything that's like super long. Not even anything that's like 26 episodes. So I did a thing where I'm going to watch, like Toonami and how they do like one episode every week of like 5 different shows. I really loved watching Toonami, and I was thinking, what if I just kind of made my own Toonami where like I pick like 5 shows and I just like watch one episode like every week of like Bleach or something. So I can like low key be like watching like all these shows that I don't really have time for or that I don't want to commit to like too much, So I started like a handful of shows. I watched, have you ever heard of, I'll show the cover. I have the thing right here. Have you ever heard of this show? Have you ever seen this cover?
No.
Okay. Well, this is an old anime that a lot of people talk about. It's from the creator of Evangelion, and it's the show that he made like right before Evangelion, and people talk about it. And I was like, okay, I'll check that out. And then I'm also watching this fucking Tenchi Muyo. Have you ever heard of Tenchi Muyo?
No.
No, really? You've never... Okay. Well, Tenchi Muyo is like another old classic series that has like a lot of spin-offs and shit. And I guess you could call it a harem, but I watched a video essay on it recently, and they made the show seem a lot better than what you'd expect from a harem. So I was like, okay. So those are like the 2 anime that I'm watching. And then There's this fucking show. Fucking Genocyber. It's a old 80s anime with a really bad English dub, but it's really funny. And those are 3 things that I started, and I don't know if I'm going to finish them, but maybe I will. And maybe I'll add more things to that little like idea. Maybe I'll start watching Bleach, and I'll start watching it like every week.
Watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, I could do that. I could. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah. So, just wanted to mention. Watch One Piece. I'm already caught up to One Piece. I don't need to do that.
You'll finish it when you're like 60 years old.
Watching One Piece weekly, that would take you over a decade.
You get that? You're gonna watch 52 episodes a week.
52 episodes a week?
I mean a year.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna catch up.
You're not.
52. Oh my god, my math is fucking ass.
No, it's okay. That's really big numbers. 52 episodes. It's like, so let's do 1,000 divided by 52. That is 19. It would take you 19 years. It'd take you 20 fucking years to catch up.
And the show's not even done, so.
Yeah, it's not even done.
Add on like 6 more years probably.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's crazy.
You finally finished One Piece. And all the One Piece fans are already moved on.
Yeah, I know.
So it's been 19 fucking years. Okay. Well,
yeah. All right.
This is a great episode.
Yeah,
so,
this was good.
I really want you to watch Memento if you want to watch the movie.
For next episode?
Anytime.
Okay.
Dude, honestly, I would love to keep it just the next episode. I want it to be just Ghibli.
Yeah, me too.
So,
So
after that,
then
after that,
yeah. What do you think will be the first movie for the next one? Paprika or like Sword of the Stranger, or both? How do you think we're gonna do this like afterwards? Well, we'll probably watch Jobless. That'll probably be like its own thing.
we can watch like an anime and a movie.
Yeah, we can watch an anime and a movie. I guess we'll think about it. We'll think about what movie. Yeah. All right. So, by the way, I wanted to ask, like, how's the schedule now? Like, is it still afternoons?
Yeah, it's still afternoons.
Okay. Gotcha. So we'll have to do it like at this time, like from now on.
If we're doing it on weekdays, it's gonna have to be like 10:30.
Okay.
But if we're doing it on weekends, we do anytime.
Okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. I guess that's it. I guess we're good.
All
right. Thank you, Manny.
Great episode. The Matrix.
The Matrix. I know, the whole shebang. I was kind of hoping that you would have like negative things to say because I wanted to hear the perspective of someone who didn't understand it. Because I was like, how could someone not like this movie? Maybe Manny won't like it. Maybe I'll hear why. But no, you enjoyed it just as much as I did.
Yeah, dude. Bro, Reloaded, bro.
I know. Reloaded. Revolutions. I keep saying revelations, but it's revolutions. Resurrections.
Bro, when you said Revelation, I was like, is that really what it's called?
No. It's Revolutions. I don't know. I keep thinking of Assassin's Creed Revelations. So like, that's why I call it that.
You know, it's funny. After I saw The Matrix 4, I seen The Matrix regurgitation.
Oh my god!
That one made me burst out laughing.
That's really funny.
He was like, The Matrix regurgitation is fucking mid. Like,
that's really good. Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Right, bro.
Yeah.
You can say something?
No, I guess I have nothing. All right.
Yeah, I was on the phone for 4 hours.
Wow. Yeah, we talked about a lot
exactly
of movies.
4 hours.
Yeah, our talks on other things like the movies from before took a while That took like a whole hour in and of itself.
These feel so fast, dude.
I know. Time flies by when
Time
you're having
flies.
fun. These are so
Yeah,
fun.
dude.
I enjoyed doing these.
Yeah.
I miss this, Manny. It's been a month. Like I was getting lonely out here. I was like, I was watching so many movies. I watched so much shit. It was
Ali, you don't understand. I don't know how I crunched in Peaky Blinders with everything I've watched. Like,
I know.
that was crazy. For me, that was crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That's like me watching anime back in 2016.
Yeah. I feel that.
That was crazy, man.
Peaky Blinders. Yeah, how's PS5 been? Any new endeavors on Among Us?
I haven't played Among Us since I went on vacation, but when I came back, everyone's like, bro, we gotta play Among Us. And I was like, yeah, dude, we gotta play Among Us.
That's cool.
But it's just same old fucking 2K and yeah.
Military. Why were you there on Christmas?
Because you get to you choose Christmas or New Year's. I chose New Year's.
Wow, interesting. That's weird that you don't get both.
Yeah.
Okay.
If someone like if you choose both, everyone would go on vacation and no one would be here.
Yeah.
So,
I see.
work has to continue. So.
All right. Well, Manny, thank you for another good episode. I don't know when the next one will be. Probably beginning of February. We're back on like our normal schedule, so we're gonna have to do it like within the next like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I can knock these out quick.
Yeah, me too. I'm probably gonna watch one of them tonight. Honestly.
I think I'm gonna watch 2 tomorrow because
cool. You have tomorrow off or something?
I have this because I don't have work because I'm okay day, but I have watch. So I'm gonna literally sit at a desk,
right,
watching a door to this building, which no one is gonna come through because it's MLK Day. So while I'm there, I'll be watching the movies.
Wow, that is a job where you really can be on your phone. Okay, that's cool.
But this watch, you get it once a month. So.
Oh, okay, interesting. How long is it for?
It's 8 hours.
Wow. Well, good thing you can be on your phone. It would be fucked up if they didn't let you do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna watch these movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can watch all 3 of these movies, but honestly, I probably won't.
Yeah.
Watch 2 max. That's how I watched Howl's Moving Castle. I watched it on Watch.
Right.
And Poppy Hill on Watch. So.
Yeah. Do whatever you got to do. Do whatever you want. Watch them however you please. All right. I'm gonna dip, and we will talk soon.
All right, bro.
Deuces, Manny. Bye-bye.